care if you've been trying to clap alien cheeks all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Brothers, coming to you live and direct from the stack. Smoke me out, family, that dang shit on my left. Your boy Skit.
Please don't go to Area 51.
Oh.
Don't do it.
On my far right, engineering on the 1 2, talk people out on 3 4 brothers.
Nerds. So many nerds.
In the middle, we got the oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
Beef can be cooked up and served, especially when it's Disney backs up a Brinks truck to your house and opens the door for you.
Last but not least, we got your boy Blue.
If you think your dad stealing your nose was fun, find out when Russia stole your whole entire face.
Oh, God.
Damn.
Fucking damn it.
Damn.
We left y'all last week, but we're going to double it up this week.
Double
Some
down.
dankness.
We going.
Watching the video, the video's off, but the audio's still going. Okay, I gotta fix it.
Okay, so if you live in the chat, you can't see us. We extra black.
Exactly.
We had grid lines. We were in prison or some shit.
Ooh, we about to go so fucking hard on some shit right here. While Cronus is handling some of the technical stuff, old ninja, we had some malt beverages that need to be poured out.
Yeah, we finna pour out some of that Slits.
God damn.
Slits malt
Forgot
liquor.
about that one.
Yeah. We're gonna start off with Denise Nickerson. She's best known for her beloved role in the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as Violet Bogard.
Purple one, right?
Yeah, she turns into a giant plum.
Violet, you're turning Violet. Violet?
Yeah, Violet turns Violet. Yeah, she played Violet. She stopped acting in like the 70s.
Yeah,
So-
wasn't that when the Wonka movies came out?
Yeah, but she did like two more after, and that was it. And she had a seizure, passed away at the age of 62.
R.I.P.
And then next we have Stephanie Nisnik. She starred in NCIS, Star Trek Insurrection, but she's most famous for playing Nina Feeney on Everwood. So
okay.
yeah, so most people remember her from there because she started out throughout the entire series. She passed away, I believe, last week. She was 52. Then we have Pernell Whitaker.
Sweet Pete.
Professional boxer known as the greatest defensive boxer of all time.
That's debatable at this
Arguable.
point. Yeah,
Arguable.
it's arguable now.
I mean, he's nicknamed Sweet Pea. He's won multiple titles. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. He was a victim of a hit and run in Virginia Beach. He was killed in the accident.
God damn.
He was 55.
Wait, so he was like a pedestrian in this hit
He
and
was
run?
pedestrian. He was crossing the
Fuck.
street. Someone hit him, took off.
God damn. They still haven't found this motherfucker, I'm assuming.
I have no idea. But I'm assuming they did, but you never know.
Shit.
But
But I thought he was a defense.
Damn.
If you can dive, if you can dodge a car, you can dodge a linebacker.
Damn.
Wait, it's
R.I.P.
football, right?
R.I.P. Rip. And, what the?
We're talking about a boxer.
Okay, my bad. I wasn't paying attention. I just heard defense, and I was like, all right, football.
Go sports, go.
Yeah.
Next
Make
we
them
have
balls.
Jeremy Kemp, British actor, most famous for playing Star Trek's Jean-Luc Picard's older brother. He only appeared in one episode, but he has been immortalized because of the episode.
Damn.
It's the only episode where the audience get to meet another Picard. Basically, you meet Picard's family in that episode, and you never see them again, pretty much. Kemp, he's been acting since the late 50s. His major roles were in the miniseries The Winds of War and the film The Blue Max. And next up, we have Rutger Hauer. He's basically an all-around famous bad guy. Everyone, you've seen him before. You probably just didn't know his name. He's an actor from the Netherlands. He's famous for being villains most of the time. His major claim to fame is in the cult classic Blade Runner. He also stars in another cult classic, which still has a following to this day. I have no idea why. Lady Hawk. He's won a Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor in the film Escape from Sobibor. You can see him recently in projects such as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sin City, Batman Begins, The Right, and Hobo with the Shotgun, which is actually another cult classic. He was 75.
Good shit, R.I.P.
All right, so kind of messed up earlier because I was fixing my camera since I was using my camera for San Diego Comic-Con. I turned all the settings back on and forgot to turn shit back off. So that's why you saw that weird grid when we first saw the podcast. Anyway, First in the chat would be the Something Cast.
Oh,
Hey,
what's up?
thank you for being back in the chat room. We appreciate it. Thanks for still fucking with us. We still fuck with you. So yeah, welcome back. Listener of the week.
We still didn't do roast that.
Well, the listener for the I guess past couple weeks will be Hayden Rousseau.
Good shit.
Pretty sure it's Rousseau. There's a lot of letters in there, but I'm pretty sure it's just Rousseau.
All right.
Are you sure they were the first one?
Well, the first one, I can't say the first. The first one's in Arabic.
Yeah.
So we
Shout
appreciate
to him,
you.
too.
I cannot pronounce your name because it's in Arabic. Even though my name's in Arabic, but I cannot read Arabic. So if it was in Roman letters, I could probably do my best.
Yeah.
But it is not.
You want to hear something crazy? You remember the TV show Teletubbies, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know how like in the sun there was a baby in the sun?
I heard about this.
The face,
Yeah, there's a face of a baby and it would like laugh, whatever. That baby just recently had a baby. Like
Oh,
that's how
Jesus.
long that show's been on the air, or was on the air.
Shit.
It's been a minute,
Crazy.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are we so old, y'all?
Yeah, right.
Why are we so old?
Never mind.
Kronos and Old Ninja went to San Diego, the biggest con in the fucking world, San Diego Comic-Con. Gentlemen, what'd y'all think?
Jesus Christ. It was fucking big.
That's what she said.
I guess let's start with just day by day because we left
Wednesday
morning, super early in the morning. I drove all the way down. Old Ninja took a nap.
I did.
Well, that was your normal sleeping time anyway, right?
Yeah,
So.
I normally sleep at 5, and I stayed up that whole day just to sleep on the way down.
Yeah, so we drive down. We go to my brother's place because there's a place in Chula Vista. Thank you very much.
We call him the captain on the cast, do we not?
Yes, the captain. He's got a fireman's mustache now. It's
Oh,
kinda-
shit.
Yeah.
He went there. He doubled
went-
down?
he
Yeah.
went there. I'm just like, now you can fight fires. So I look like the guy.
I thought it was a porn stash. Bro.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Is it a porn stash?
Yeah, I mean that's what I thought, bro. He grew a porn stash. I didn't want to say anything.
Did he have like the handlebars and everything
Yeah,
too? The
almost.
Comes down. It's like a full mustache.
Damn.
That's the first time I ever seen him with like facial hair, I think.
Yeah, it's fucking
Oh.
weird.
Yeah, he never usually has facial hair. Anyway,
Yeah, shout out to the captain.
Yeah.
Came through for us. Much love.
so we stopped by there real quick. Went to Comic-Con for a preview night. We grabbed some food first. 'Cause we didn't eat most of the whole day.
No, we drank like water.
Yeah. Just had some water and that was it. We went to preview night and I was immediately pretty much pissed off.
What up?
There's two sides to the story.
What the fuck?
It's not two sides.
yeah.
There's-
Yeah, because his experience is different than mine.
No, you saw my experience. It's not two sides.
Yeah, well,
you
my
experienced it with me.
experience was different.
No, okay,
So,
tell
go
the
ahead.
story and we'll tell. Go ahead.
So, well, we should talk about the VR thing first, because we went to.
You already mentioned this thing.
Yeah, you
goddamn it.
can-
What the fuck?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So
we did it.
How's that a
yeah,
setup?
we did the VR thing first. That's
Yeah.
that's what this is. The VR thing sets up this because we went to separate.
Okay. Yeah. So we did the VR thing first.
Virtual
and-
reality.
Yeah. And it had like a really cool thing, like a different hotel. I think it was in the Hilton, the Marriott, or some shit.
Something like that.
Doesn't really matter. It was pretty cool to see, some more VR stuff. There was a guy I'm going to hit up probably to have on the podcast. He was a gentleman that was doing AR with comic books. And so
nice.
it was called, I think it was something to Lazarus.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
that's
yeah,
right.
it was the black guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, he
yes.
was at at AWE last year,
Well,
and he basically
He claims he's never been.
Yeah, he said he'd never been, which is kind of weird.
it was either AWE or the Silicon Valley Comic Con. No, it was the one I went to by myself.
Maybe it
He
was
said his
Comic-Con.
he said his knee. Oh
No,
it
it wasn't Comic Con.
It might have been WonderCon.
Did he do a thing where like he showed people what it was like being on like riots and shit?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
We'll do a short.
Wrong
We'll
black
do a
guy?
video on it later. It was pretty cool. Actually, I could probably just pull it up right now.
I
So-
just assume there's not that many black people doing VR stuff. So.
There wasn't. His whole squad was black.
But this is you said it was comic book based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the comic book was called Reign of the Underdog, featuring Lazarus.
There you go.
And basically, when you took your phone or a tablet or something, you put it over and you looked at the page, it would pop up out of the page like a comic.
With animation.
Yeah.
But you
Dude.
have to put on some.
No.
No?
Just literally, you just point your phone at it.
Okay.
With the AR app, the technology is called Edge XR.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. And he only had one page, but he said he's gonna obviously animate and AR the entire comic book, which is pretty dope. So it's kind of like the possible future of going through comics.
Cool. And so he was at a hotel near the right near the
Yeah.
event. Okay.
What was it called again?
It was called Reign of the Underdog, featuring Lazarus.
All right. So what happened at the VR that pissed y'all
Oh,
off?
VR was fine.
Oh.
Yeah, VR is fine.
VR was cool. I mean, we saw a bunch of stuff. Like we saw another, because now they're using VR and AR for which I thought what they're going to do is using it for job applications and training. So Raymond was there. Raymond's a company, and they make forklifts.
Nice.
And so I put on a VR headset, and they were like, you could learn how to use this forklift using VR. So it was pretty dope.
Oh, it's kind of like how that one company had the welding thing we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was also that, and then I got to try Beat Saber, which is the famous one where you can do the lightsabers where you got to do it to a beat, and it was actually pretty cool. It's not as, I guess there's numerous settings because all the developers are playing on expert, so if you're new, they set you on easy, so you can get the feel of the song and how the sabers work, because you can do up and down, sideways, and you have to match the color as well. It's available on Steam already, so there you go.
Yeah, it's been out for a while actually.
Yeah, but it was fun. It's fun having it there.
And they had some other stuff. We just didn't get a chance to check it out because we had to get to the con, which is preview night. And that's where we split up.
This is where we split up.
Yeah, because you went to go get your badge first, and I was doing something.
You went to go pay the car, feed the meter, feed the beast.
Yeah.
So I went in to the con, and this is where I want to say 5:30, 6 o'clock ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the line wasn't crazy long, but it was still pretty long. And I went up, and I saw a dude holding the door open, and I was just gonna be like, well, I'm just gonna ask, because #WePress. I'm like, hey, where is there press interest? He's all, you press? He's all, come on in. So I go in, I go with the crowd, get my my spot, because I already had my badge. My badge got mailed to me. I just needed the backpack that they give you, and the lanyard, and like a guide and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So I went there, and then I was able to jump the line, because they're like, hey, if you already have your badge, go here.
You love doing that.
Yeah, I went over and I went through the line, and I was like, oh, I got my stuff. I come out, and I meet up with Cronus and the captain. So
Did your backpack come with a pin?
it did. No, my badge came with the pin.
Oh, okay. Because I know last year the backpack came with a pin, and a lot of people didn't know that. So it wasn't until maybe the next day somebody's like, hey, there's a pin in your backpack, and I look, and it's in the side corner. There's a little pin. It was a Robin pin. I was like, I didn't even know this fucking thing was there.
Yeah.
This whole fucking time.
Yeah, I got a couple of bags and stuff, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty dope. So I get there, and I go to get in and get my my lanyard. I already had a lanyard, I brought one, but I wanted to get all the other swag. It came with a
shit.
bag, all this stuff.
The program.
Yeah, so just to get in, they only had one door open, and they wouldn't let. So this is still the same story. It's not two sides of the story. It's the same fucking story. Well, I tried to get in, and they were like, no, and Old Ninja was like, well, we'll just go to the other entrance. And the same guy that let him in was like, no, you can't get in. You have to go to this one entrance. So they had literally thousands of people
Going through
one fucking door.
You ain't getting in with those shoes.
And there's people manned at every single door telling you to go to this one door. I'm like, why don't you just open all the fucking doors?
They did that to us last year too.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, they did that shit last year too.
Yeah.
It's so fucking dumb.
I was hella pissed.
And you go through that door, but then you have to walk all the way fucking back down from where you came from.
Yeah. It's hella stupid. And then it was pretty. Preview night was pretty packed because everybody got in there kind of at once, and it was just super packed. And I was kind of just at that point I was like, fuck this.
And that's the lightest day in terms of people.
Actually, no, it wasn't. Actually, the next day was actually the lightest. It was easier to get around, which is weird. Thursday was easier to get around.
Wednesday was pretty packed. Okay. So we get in, and we try to go up the way that I went, and they're like, no, you gotta go all the way down. So we had to double back and walk all the way down just to go back to where I was literally 15 minutes before. Actually, no, it was longer now because we had to wait in line. So it took me 15 minutes to get my badge and lanyard and stuff. It took Cronus probably 45 minutes or longer.
Yeah, it was close to an hour. Over
Yeah.
an hour. It was really fucking dumb.
God damn.
So I was not happy about that. And then we went out and we
The floor.
Yeah, went to the floor, had fun. Oh, that's the thing you're talking about. Oh.
Got it.
Oh,
You have it.
Oh.
Keep going, y'all. be a professional podcast.
Yeah, there's a bug in the studio.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. You gonna let it out?
Squish it.
Like a nice guy.
End it.
It's a
Just saying.
eater.
Oh,
All right, so you saw the floor.
yeah, we saw the floor.
So the floor, it's gigantic. I did a video, if you look on our YouTube page, I did a video basically walking the floor on the least busiest side, which is the back side.
Yeah.
And it was still fucking
Nuts.
packed. It was hard for me to get through people and stuff like that, and it's real long, and that isn't even the entire con.
Yep.
It's just the main floor. They had stuff going on. outside in other hotels.
Petco.
Yeah, Petco Park was open to shit. Like, it was insane. And that parking lots were, taken up by stuff. There was actually, what I realized that you can go to Comic-Con and not actually have a ticket.
Yep. Exactly.
Like, you can just go to the area because, like, the gas lab is shut down.
Yeah.
And a good portion of downtown. You won't be able to walk the floor, but you can do almost everything else.
Yeah.
Without a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah, there's plenty of activities if you don't have if you're like die hard and going, and if you live in SoCal, it's worth the drive, I think. Even if you're die hard and you're skeptical and you're from the Bay Area or further, taking the drive, you can literally still have a great time at Comic-Con just at the outside activities, which are free.
Yeah, and then go do the after parties.
Yep.
Oh,
which are
yeah.
also free.
Yeah.
I think you don't need a badge to. This is kind of later on in the thing, but there was events for major networks like Amazon Video Experience. Like that, I think that you didn't need a ticket for that. All you had to do was RSVP for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then if you got picked, you got picked. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. And there's also after parties at clubs and shit like that are definitely worth going to. We went to a couple of them. Well, no, did we go to after parties?
We went to one. That's where you wanted to. You got to tell your story.
Yeah. So we went to this. We're trying to find after parties, and I was trying to get into one for Stranger Things, and one for.
Yeah, that was a huge event.
Yeah, and then one for Ready Player One. And so I was in contact because all I wanted to know.
The movie?
Yeah.
It was sponsored. It had the theme.
It was called Ready Party One.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to know because it said that if you go to that, there's a possibility you can get your picture taken. You got to be okay with that when you get your ticket. So I was like, oh, you can take pictures there. So I was like, I emailed the person that was running the event. We're like, hey, I'm part of the press. Can I come through and maybe take some pictures? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, have you bought your ticket yet? And I was like, no, but I was planning on getting a VIP ticket. And then she never got back to me. I emailed her again. I was like, okay, so I guess I'm not going. Like, I would have fucking bought the ticket. You know what I mean? If she would have just said, oh, just buy the ticket and then blah, blah, blah. But she never got back to me. So I was just like, whatever.
Industry folks are shady.
Some of them. I mean, some of them you gotta hit up more than once, which is fine. But
They're probably fucking super smart.
Because some of the other ones I had to hit up more than once, and they responded, and they were very cordial about it. You know what I mean? I understand they're busy because it's Comic-Con and all that shit, but just get back to people, or just tell me no.
Yeah.
Just buy a ticket. That'd have been fine. What else?
The party we went to?
Yeah, so we went to it was called the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. And so they took donations. Apparently, it's for like basically free speech.
Oh, okay.
So if you have if you're making a comic and you have some questionable things in there, they will and you get sued. The Comic Book Defense League can defend you.
That's
and
awesome.
help
Actually,
you win on free speech. So that's
Not
really
all
cool
heroes
thing.
wear capes.
Yeah.
I had no idea this was still an issue with comic books in this age. I understand back in the day when you had the approval thing.
Yep.
That was a big deal. But nowadays I was like, this is really still a thing. But yes, it is. And they took it was basically technically it was a free party.
Cool.
But they took donations. They recommended $20, so I gave $20.
Yeah, I mean that's a good cause.
Yeah. And they have free food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they had 2 bars. Well, actually, technically, they had 3 bars, but 2 open to normal people, I guess. And so we get there, and you could already tell that there was like industry people there, but I didn't know most of them. So I was just chilling. They had artwork and shit up, nice charcuterie boards and shit. So we're just hanging out, having a couple drinks, and then this older guy walks in with a Nightwing jacket on.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at him, and I'm like,
It's like a Nightwing leather jacket.
yeah, I'm like, is that Marv Wolfman? And El Ninja was like, who? I was like, Marv Wolfman. It's like the guy that made the New Teen Titans. He made Nightwing. He made co-creator of Blade. And I was like, it can't be him. He's literally wearing a jacket that basically he created.
That would be on the nose.
Yeah. So then he like walked over somewhere, and I was just like, I'm gonna get another drink, try and find this guy, see if it's really him.
Yeah.
He came with I think it's his wife or his significant other, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking for this guy, and I can't fucking find him. So I come back and sit next down to Old Ninja, and he's literally sitting right next to Old Ninja. Okay. So he's talking. I'm like, that's fucking him. So I walk up to him like, excuse me, there was like a break in the conversation because I don't want to be an asshole,
Right.
I'm like, hey, are you Marv Wolfman? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, holy shit. I was
Nice.
like, I'm a huge fan of your work. Can I bother you for a picture? And he's like, oh yeah, he's super nice.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
You know what I mean? Even the person he was with is like, I'll take it for you if you want. And I was like, oh, cool, very cool.
Damn, that's nice.
And it seemed like he was open to talking, but I was like, I didn't know, because he's at an after party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to fucking bug the guy.
Yeah.
So
Be respectful and shit of his
yeah,
time.
but he was super cool about it.
I saw the pic. You posted it on Instagram and Facebook, I think, right?
Yeah, I did.
I remember we were at WonderCon when you met the guy from the guy with the D voice that makes everybody sound like fucking pussies.
Oh,
from,
Kevin Garneau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Underworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him randomly too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's that food fucking truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize him with that beard.
It
I was
wasn't
like,
until
what?
it wasn't until he started talking I was like, I know that guy.
Oh yeah.
Talks like he ate a fucking whole like plate of
Mountain.
glass. Yeah. And then just started talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. But yeah, Marv Wolfman is cool. I mean, it was funny at this party. Me and Cronus kept saying, I think that person's famous, but I don't know from where. We were doing that like almost all night.
Yeah. You couldn't tell. Like,
Yeah, it was hard to tell because it was like some of them are not in their what we see them on screen. They're going to be different in person. So.
Yeah.
But Marv Wolfman, I mean, he looked like the way he looks like, and he had presented like just before the party. He was at a panel.
Okay.
And he came straight to the party. So and this party was way the fuck at the like we had to walk like a mile and a half to get there. So
It's spread out.
yeah, it was interesting, but it was so far away from everything else. So, but it was cool. I mean, this is night one.
Yeah, night one.
And
So
y'all are tired especially you from driving.
yeah, I was because I only had maybe 2 hours of sleep. that
Oh,
night.
shit, yeah.
And then I got up at like 3:15 a.m.
So you
Picked up on Ninja and drove the whole way.
you've been to the convention center before though, right?
No, I passed by it, but I've never
Yeah.
been in it.
Yeah, because last year was, when I went with Prodigy, it was the first time I ever went to San Diego. I've even been in the convention center, and I was just amazed how fucking huge that goddamn building is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really big.
It's fucking huge. It's like 2 miles or some shit. It felt like.
Yeah.
And Hall H, it seats over 6,000 people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it looks like more, but Ballroom 20 sits thousands of
Yeah, that
people
one
too.
I went in there as well. We'll get to those.
get-
So
yeah.
I guess that day ended. You know, I got some sleep, got up in the morning. Day
two.
well, technically day one for the con, right?
Oh yeah, Thursday's day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did we do on that day?
We went to the floor again,
Yeah.
but we went to Hall H first time. Press entrance.
Yes, there was a press entrance.
See, told you there was a press entrance.
Yeah.
You
I
found
t-
that last year.
Yeah, I went. I mean, I went off of Blue's. Like, if I'm all Blue said, there's a press entrance. I'm gonna fucking find this thing. I'm not sitting in grass overnight to get into fucking Hall H again. So
And
we
it's-
found the press entrance.
It's kind of weird how they like dealt with the press entrances, which is we'll get to in a minute, but like it wasn't consistent,
Yeah.
which is quite strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you would think Hall H would be the hardest one to get into, right? But it wasn't, which is kind of really weird.
Yeah, because like when we went last year, we got into Hall H, but then I went to go see the Steven Universe panel, and they're like, "No, press what? Get the fuck, the line's way the fuck over there."
Same one. It was for probably Hall
It was
20.
it was the He went to the Indigo
Indigo?
Ballroom where we had the same problem.
Yeah.
So the Indigo Ballroom is at the
Hilton or something?
Hilton or the Hyatt,
Yeah,
one of those.
yeah.
So they have another big ass ballroom. The thing was, they make people wait because the Hilton is like on the docks. So the line goes outside into the docks and then down by the water, where it's like you're sitting in the sun for like a good couple hours if you trying to get there early. And we're asking for a press entrance where clearly they could have, because there's only one way in, and there's people monitoring that. All they had to do is like, oh, if you're pressed, yeah, come on in. But instead, they're like, no press entrance. You guys got to wait in line. So this is actually day 3 when we did this. We tried to do the Rick and Morty panel.
Who was in Hall H on the day one though? Thursday.
So Thursday day when we went to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's big shit.
Ooh.
And actually, maybe we want to watch the show.
Dude, this last season's been really good. The last 3 seasons since they introduced
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider, that's when the season started to pick up. The Ghost Rider's not on there anymore, but that season was like pinnacle.
Yeah,
Was
that's the
this
one that we picked up.
Was this the last season?
No, next season.
Okay.
Yeah, next season's gonna be the final season.
Not this season. But check it out. They dropped the bomb at Hall H. Ghost Rider's coming back.
Yes. Dude, Ghost Rider was like
He
the
was
best
so
thing in that
good.
fucking series.
Ghost Rider had a good series because it was there's like each season now has 2 arcs. There's the first half before the winter break where they finish it, and they have threads that lead to the next arc, which finishes out the season. And Ghost Rider had an arc that was really good. He actually comes back in the second arc a little bit.
This is the Jaime Driver
Yes.
one.
Yeah, it was
Right,
the
yes.
one with the what's it drive like a Camaro or some shit? Or,
Something.
like a charger almost.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is a Charger. It does a Charger.
Like the scene that this is like my favorite scene in that series. It's he's driving his truck and the guy has like a missile launcher and he shoots it at him and the car fucking blows up. But when it flips in the air, the fucking
It's
wheels
so
start
bad.
to catch on fire,
Oh,
and he comes back
shit.
down. He's like in fucking in Daredevil mode or Ghost Rider mode. It's fucking dope.
Actually, every time he fucks somebody up, like when he touches them and sends them to wherever, those scenes were really good because like
Yeah.
they think that they can take him. They're like, "Oh, you're not going to do nothing to me." He doesn't even say anything. He just touches them, and they just either burst into flames or like crumble.
Nice.
It's fucking great.
It's way better than the movies.
So who was on the?
So, yeah.
Who
Hall
was
H.
actually hosting for Hall H before Agents of Shield? Was it
Jeff,
Paulson? Or?
it was Jeff Loeb.
Okay.
Jeff Loeb is he's actually producer on almost everything TV Marvel.
Yeah.
And a couple of movies. He's also comic book writer, consultant, and all that. He's an older guy, but he's been in the business for a while. He hosted the panel, and the entire cast was there. I think there's maybe one. No, everybody was there. So they were talking about the end of the season and how they were doing. They had just because Jed Whedon was there. He's one of the
Is that
executive.
Joss's
Yeah, it's
brother
like
or
his
something?
younger. It's like, yeah, it's his younger brother. He's there.
Okay.
Him and his wife were both executive producers, and they said they had just finished filming the final episode before they got there. I think the day before
Oh, for next
for the
season.
next
Okay,
season.
wow.
Yeah. So they're talking about how they, they can't wait for us to see us, but it was really emotional. A lot of them were crying because they're like, it's the end. You guys have been great, kind of thing. They're thanking us. They were showing us like a reel, scissor reel, for like all this stuff. And
Wait,
then,
you
like,
mean two girls?
So is Ming not Wen a fucking vampire?
I don't know. She's
mean,
good.
for real.
She's beautiful.
Why
She's a
is she
beautiful
so
woman.
hot in her freaking in her 50s?
She's like
Yeah.
over 50.
She's so hot. I'm like,
She
dude.
is. She's so bad. Even Chloe Bennett. It's funny because Chloe Bennett, most people think she's hot, but compared to Ming-Na, she's cute.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's saying something, but you're right.
I still can't believe she's Asian. Not me, not Wing, but
They're both Asian.
Oh, you can
Yeah.
see it in
Chloe.
her eyes.
Yeah,
She's-
Chloe
she's-
Bennett's like half
half,
Asian,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
still, there's still 2 Asian women leads. So there you go.
And it's been on for, this is going to be their 8th or 7th?
This is so season 7 has 3 more episodes, and season 8 will be next year.
Okay, 8 seasons.
So
Good
it's
shit.
pretty long. Some is short. Some Firefly didn't last that long.
That's extremely long.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's huge.
I think the final season is only 13 episodes. They were saying.
I still
Yeah.
think they should have had Hickman write something for the Secret Warriors.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
been dope.
So who else was in Hall H?
we didn't stay. So
Yeah.
we had the chance to see his Dark Secrets, the reboot to the Golden Compass.
His
for
Dark Materials.
Yeah, there we go. That's
Yeah.
what. Yeah, I think it was something like that. But yeah, we left for that because we had waited in the press line, even though this is the first and only day we waited in the shade.
Yeah, so the press line on that one, it was like in the shade right next to the building. It was easy to get into, and like they checked your bags, they led you in, and then they just let you in and you just go wherever.
Cool.
Like, they didn't tell you to go on like the press pit or anything. It just
Yeah, and
just go wherever. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'll
So
take
there-
a seat, I guess.
there were
So-
seats that were reserved, but we couldn't sit in them. They're for
Yeah.
like another echelon of press.
Yes.
So
But
That was
can
it.
I ask, so is this, I saw the trailer. It looked fucking dope with the polar bear and armor and all that. Is this Golden Compass, is it a prequel, sequel, and is it a movie or series?
it's a series, and it's like HBO exclusive type thing.
Okay. But is it after Golden Compass?
No, it's the book. They based it off the book. They're just redoing the book.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can totally tell. Like, there's instead of Nicole Kidman, they have a different girl with just brown hair this time. James McAvoy's in it. He's playing Daniel Craig's part in it or whatever. So it's the same thing. It's based off the book, same thing, just longer.
Looks cool.
There you go.
Is Golden Compass the one where
With
the
the bear.
Robert Niro plays a gay pirate?
No.
No.
It's the one with Daniel Craig.
Yeah. And Nicole Kidman.
was it
little
Daniel Craig?
ferrets.
Yeah,
That's the
they
one
had
they got the little animal. The
Yeah.
Whitney,
yeah, they had the giant polar bear
the Daemon
with the
on
armor.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
There you go. Sure. We went to Petco Park, or one of the parking lots at Petco Park that day.
Yeah, parking lot, because we went to the Ripley's Believe It or Not. They had an Axe booth. They had Pepsi for free, and some. Oh, and they had a Gundam, the 40th anniversary of Gundam. So they had like all these figurines,
Nice.
crazy big ass mechs and shit. And they had this whole experience that I wasn't waiting in line for. I took a bunch of pictures of it, so it was cool.
Yeah, they have exclusive like figurines for the con, which was
Yeah.
there, and then also Discovery Channel was there because Shark Week is I think next week.
Something like
So
that.
they're promoting that. They had like a megalodon sized great white, and like it would they had a viewing thing where every like half hour to an hour they would put something in its mouth and it would break it to demonstrate the force and power of a shark's jaws. So
go ahead.
they had like a surfboard and some other shit that it would just chop and break.
Y'all hit up any panels that day besides Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I don't think so.
I don't think
not
so.
that day.
Okay.
No, that day was kind of
Chilling.
yeah. It was kind of chilling. We went out later that night. Too late. I got kind of fucked up. Yeah, I drank too much that night. Went to a
Yeah.
place called the Tipsy Crow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that place.
Oh, you been there
Yeah.
before?
Yes. On Thursdays they have the stock market bar.
Oh,
Where
nice.
they-
Nice.
Well, I saw the menu thing that you posted. With
Oh,
the,
yeah.
like the shot thing, but
Yeah.
normal days because there's a I think
So-
there's a basement, mid floor, and then there's like upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sort of
something
thing.
like that.
Well, they changed it for like Comic-Con. Like,
Yeah.
They changed the logo for the whole place. It was like
Super Mario.
Super Mario. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
pretty dope. And
Nice.
they had Nintendo flags in front of it.
That place is legit. I love
Yeah,
it.
they had like on the stairs up to the second floor. They had like mushrooms and Goombas up on your way
On
there.
the wall.
The staff were like, one of the girls was dressed as Princess Peach, the other one was dressed as Daisy.
Yeah.
One of the bartender guides was like a buff version of Waluigi.
Nice.
So it was like there's shit like everywhere. They had the games and shit you could do that were Mario based. It was fucking crazy,
Nice.
but it was cool.
So that movie I said where Robert De Niro plays a gay guy, a gay pirate, is Stardust, which also
Oh
has
yeah,
Michelle
I did not like that movie.
Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer was fine as fuck in that though.
So yeah, that day was kind of it was.
We went
Not
to
a
the
lot
floor.
going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we went to the floor. There's panels that I don't think we gave a shit about.
Yeah. And the next day, what the fuck did we do?
Friday, big day.
Friday was much better. Like, actually Thursday was pretty good, but Friday was like one of my better days.
So first thing I hit up was Hall H again.
What
Got
was
in through the press pass, so I managed to get in to see the Witcher panel.
Wait, we split up on this day, right?
Yes, we split up like from here on out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to Hall H. I went to the Witcher panel. It was packed in there. So this is the time where, when we went, we had to wait outside, whatnot. When we went in, we got led to a like press area. So the press call it the press pit.
Press pit.
They call it, the organizers. They don't call it that. They call it something else. But where you are, you're either stage right or stage left. Those of you who know theater, that means if you're facing the stage, you're on the right hand side, or you're on the left hand side.
I thought that was starboard.
Yeah. Damn. So yeah, I got to be in the pit. I get to hear about Henry Cavill and his devotion, maybe borderline obsession with The Witcher, because he went on to admit that he really wanted this role. Like, he played the games, he read the books, he was calling the writers and producers before they were even greenlit. When they're in the like pre-greenlit stage, like they knew that they were probably gonna get it, but he was bugging them saying, "Hey, I want this part. Hey, I want this part. What do I got to do to get this part?" And they're like, "Well, we're not."
Did he get on his knees for it? What the fuck?
He based on the way he was talking about it, he would have done it.
Oh man.
He literally said he bought like 2 swords to practice at home
God
to be
damn.
the Witcher.
Damn,
And
kid.
they told him he had to wait 4 months before they even got word. And when they did, he told them he wanted to be at the top of the list. That's how dedicated he was to The Witcher, how much he really loved the character and whatnot. So he really understood it based on what he told the crowd. So he was about it. He got the part, obviously. And then we got introduced to the actresses that play Yennefer and Trish, there you go. And then the writer, producer, she was there as well. It was moderated by the actress she's from Community, and she,
the black lady, right?
yeah, she's
she's
also
awesome.
she's in Endgame
Yeah.
as well. So she got a chance to watch the entire series, right? But she kept telling people that she didn't want to give it away, but she was giving it away.
Goddamn.
She,
So
she
excited.
was so excited about it. She kept talking about like Yennefer's transformation. She's like, well, if you don't know anything about it, I don't want to spoil it. But I'm like, I don't know, because I haven't played the games or read the book, but now you're telling me she transforms. Like, what the fuck? She even tells me what she started out as. I'm like, well, shit. So we got to see exclusive content. Like, we got to see an extended scene of Yennefer doing basically a monologue. It's kind of a fucked up scene. I don't want to give it away. You'll see this in like a month. So we also the girl that plays Trish, I guess she's very very new.
Yeah.
So she was in college, got the call, got the part, and then she this is like her first acting gig or maybe second, some new.
Can I ask a real quick question? You're definitely talking about Trish. Did they show the actress that played Siri? Or
I believe so. There was a
okay, because Siri should be younger, but I don't know where this takes place in the timeline.
I mean, they're both kind of young. So.
Okay, whatever.
I mean, Jennifer looks like she's probably late 20s.
Gotcha.
She's like I want to say. So the British people would say that she's an Asian British, but to us she's Indian.
Okay.
So
all right.
And then Trish, I believe, is just blonde, blue-eyed female. And then there was Henry Cavill and whatnot. So we got to see actually the trailer and 2 exclusive clips. Oh no, 3. I'm sorry. We saw a fight scene, like a huge fight scene. There's a scene with Jennifer where she does a monologue, talks about like what's to come and whatnot, and it's kind of fucked up. And then we see like a scene. I don't know what she is. She's like a sorceress or something. She's like she's kind of young, something like that. But she gets fined by forest people and shit. It was cool.
What was Was the audience engaged and going nuts, or were they as enthusiastic as they were for like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? What was it like? 'Cause this is new material.
So this, I mean, compared to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., this was more packed.
Wow.
Like this, I mean, this is Hall H.
Yeah.
And this is new stuff. A lot of people wanted to see. A lot of people apparently were all about The Witcher. There were people cosplaying as The Witcher and Yennefer outside of Hall H before I got in. One of the reporters, or one of the, press, she was cosplaying as Yennefer before we got in. She was in the group that I was in. We got into the pit. I got some pretty good footage. Because I was on stage. You could literally reach up and shake their hands as they're walking by.
Holy shit!
So that's how close I was to the stage.
Yeah, if you watch some videos, you can actually see me in the press pit for the Marvel panel.
Yeah,
okay.
And you can see me in the pictures I took from the press pit when the Witcher cast came by. So it's pretty good. Like he came by, he said thank you to everybody. They all were waving and stuff.
Are you on board now?
Oh yeah,
you've seen these trailers. I know you haven't played the games, you haven't read the books, but are you? This is like launch week. You down for this?
So there's a problem with this, but it's not. It's a good problem.
Okay.
And I'm gonna explain in a minute. So, but yes, I'm definitely on board. Yennefer's scene was kind of fucked up, but it got me interested because I was like, this is a dark scene, but she's spilling out some emotional guts, and then I got to see a fight scene. It's similar. It's similar to another movie before, but it's like The Witcher, and he's taking on stuff. They don't really show him using his powers, but they show him kicking ass. And then like there's weird forestry people that look really good. It looks like movie quality type shit, but this is this TV series on Netflix. So,
do you think this is Netflix version of Game of Thrones? Like, if Game of Thrones and this show was on at the same time, do you think this will kill Game of Thrones?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. This is different because this is.
That's a tough.
Yeah, it's kind.
I mean, Game of Thrones had a budget of a movie basically every fucking episode.
Yeah.
So it's like real difficult to like.
I mean, but this, from what I saw, this looked the same way. It looked like it had the budget of a feature-length film.
Yeah.
Watching this, but it's just I think a lot of people are more familiar with Game of Thrones than they are The Witcher because this involves.
Wait, off the bat?
Because
I would push back on that a little bit. I think people are more familiar with Witcher than Game of Thrones at its start.
I'd have to disagree because this is deeply rooted in the history of a sovereign land, which a lot of people don't really know, especially the U.S. audience. This is Poland's like mythology and history. Most people, when you talk to them about mythology, you're thinking Greek or Egyptian, not Polish.
But isn't this a game?
I will split the difference. I would venture to say that they were both relatively obscure books.
Books,
okay.
yeah.
Okay,
up until they got made, even after, after they announced the video game, it was still not the highest selling video game of all, even anywhere near it.
Yeah,
so,
there's 3 sequels to the game. They're not like the third one is their best one.
Yeah,
The third one sold like gangbusters.
Yeah,
did.
the third one
Yeah.
did. But
Leading
the
up-
first
leading
two
up to
games had the first 2 games built that audience for that.
yeah, and most people don't even know that it's based upon books.
Yeah.
I get you.
So I think when this drops, there'll be a resurgence in the games for sure. The games will start selling again. People will pick them up. I mean, because the way I think they're presenting this, it will be epic. Like I was sold watching this. I'm like, I'm glad I actually didn't play the games or read the books. I want to come in this new and fresh. And from what I saw, this has got me interested. I'm just like, I want to know what's going on, especially with the way that Henry Cavill break down. They asked him about the history of the Witchers and how Geralt specifically became a Witcher.
Is it interesting at all to you, though, that he did all this research, he was so passionate about it, and I love that passion from an actor. I didn't hear this when he got the role of Supes. Did you?
For Supes?
Like for Man of Steel, I didn't hear this level.
I didn't hear. I heard very little about Man of
Did you
Steel.
say the story about when he got announced for when they called him for Man of Steel? So when they called him for Man of Steel, you know what he was doing?
What?
Oh yeah, he's playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's fucking Thundersteel. All right.
Yeah.
My bad.
You say you don't remember.
all
but
of
then
them
you
I
told.
forgot. Yeah, I was like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
he almost
I
was
stole the
wrong.
punchline. My
I
bad.
thought you were gonna say he was like masturbating or some shit, like,
Yeah.
or he was fucking some chick.
So he didn't give a shit about DC, basically, is what I'm really hearing, by comparison.
Maybe
That's
I don't know.
interesting.
I can't.
Well, it sucks
Same.
because I know Brandon Routh was really hoping to come back and play Superman, and like when he got the call that they were gonna go with somebody else, he was kind of crushed about that. But we're gonna talk about it later. But he might be doing his role again as Superman in the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
It is true.
All right.
else
So I
are
guess we'll talk about what I was doing at the same time the old ninja was doing the Witcher panel. So we obviously did split ops here.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets weird about the whole press pass thing. There's
Okay.
apparently levels of press passes that I did not know about,
Yeah, you learned about it.
especially at a Comic-Con. So I went to Hall 20, and I went to the SC line, which is where you're supposed to go in for the press.
Mhm.
And they were like, no, unless you got one of these things,
Special.
it was like a special card or something that I needed, then you can't go through this line. You can't go through this entrance to get in. So I was like, all right, I'll just go through the normal line, and I got there early because I was trying to get to the boys panel. And so I got there probably 2.5 hours early.
This is that Amazon show, right?
It's an Amazon show, which we'll talk about in depth in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I waited in line, got into it, got into the hall, and it was like the end of the Steven Universe panel.
Ooh.
And so I got a pin I got to give to my daughter. I got to find it, a pin, because she's a huge Steven Universe fan.
Me too, man.
The movie's coming out. I caught the end. It seemed, Steven Universe. And then the next panel started, so I moved up a little bit further into the, seats. And there was one called the Brave Warriors. And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck this is about.
It's on it's part on Crunchyroll,
No,
right?
it's not nothing.
Bravest Warrior?
Yeah, you're thinking Bravest Warrior, not Brave Warriors.
Oh, okay, I am thinking
yeah,
Bravest
because I
Warrior.
was thinking Bravest Warriors too, and I was
Yeah,
like,
'cause that's on Verve.
yeah, because I was like, this doesn't look interesting to me, and I don't want to sit through this, but I will for the boys, right?
Do it for the boys.
Yeah, it ended up being, it was an Entertainment Weekly panel that they do every year at Comic-Con, where they pick a bunch of heroes to do a panel and they ask them random questions. Ended up being really fucking interesting.
Okay.
Because they had John Bradley from Game of Thrones. He played Samuel Tarly. They had Cameron Koof. I think it's Koof or Koofy or whatever. He's a guy from London. And he's in Krypton. He played Seg-El. It's
Nice.
Superman's grandfather. Aidan Gillian from Game of Thrones. He played Littlefinger.
Yeah.
They had Cress Williams from Black Lightning. He is Black Lightning. They also had William Zabka, who was in The Karate Kid and the new one, Cobra Kai. He's the bad guy, Johnny Lawrence. And they also had
Feet to feet.
They also had Michael Emerson, which really didn't fit because he's not really a hero in anything. He's usually a villain. So, which is fine.
Yeah.
Still a lot of fun. They asked him like some really, really funny questions, and like one of the funniest ones was they were asking, has there ever been like a sex scene that you did? What's the most embarrassing sex scene that you did? And so the guy that played Seg-El from Krypton, Cameron Koof, his shit was fucking hilarious. He was cutting weight to look like ripped, right? So he can get a six-pack. So he was eating basically no carbs for like, I think it was like a month or so. And then he's all, well, I read on, bodybuilding.com that if you do that and then the day before you want to look really, big, you eat a bunch of carbs the day before. And then your muscles will fill full of glucose and your muscles will be bigger. And so that's totally true. And when he said that, I was like, in the back of my mind, I already know where this fucking story is going because there's a consequence you pay for this. So he did that, and then he said that he ate all these carbs, he looked good, but then he basically shit his pants.
Yeah.
Like during this scene. And it was so fucking funny. And there was another story that he was telling where they were asking, like, what was your favorite toy growing up? And he's like, oh, you know, I was a kid in the 90s, and my favorite show was Toy Story. And he's like, I got a Woody. And then Cress Williams jumped on him immediately and was talking about, you got a Woody, dog? It was just like, it was so fucking funny.
Oh, man.
So they all had like really good chemistry. They all told really, really cool stories.
Nice.
It was great. Next up was The Boys, which is what I came there for, the hall for. And it was great. But at this point, the day before was the night where we stayed out drinking like way too late. And this was like, the panel started, I think, like 4.
Okay.
And I had nothing to eat.
Yep.
All right. I was like, I was getting shaky at that point because I was like, I need something. Luckily, I had a bottle of water in my bag, or else I might have fucking passed out.
Shit.
So I drank some water, and I was starting to get hungry. But the boys came on. It was like literally every major character in the show came on that fucking panel. I was like, holy shit, everybody. I didn't even know that Elizabeth Shue was in this fucking shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she's in it. And so they talked about the show, which I was already interested in. If y'all have not seen the trailers, definitely check it out. This show is going to be the shit. I think it's going to be a fan favorite. I think if you're a fan of comic books, especially, you're going to see a different side of superheroes.
Is this based on a comic?
Yes, based on a comic. I forget the guy who wrote it, but it's based on a comic. And they changed some things, like Stillwell, who's in the comics, was a man, but now it's played by Elizabeth Shue, so they're female. But she's badass in the show.
Do you know? So obviously, this is not an Image, DC, or Marvel.
I don't think so.
No,
Must be indie.
it is indie. Is it Vertigo or something like that?
I don't know, but
I don't remember.
The panel went really well. It basically answers the question of, if you're watching like any kind of superhero show or reading the comics, when there's collateral damage, like what happens? Like if somebody blows off the side of a building, what happens? If somebody kills somebody in an accident, what happens? How do superheroes get paid? If they destroy their costume, how are they getting paid to fix that shit? Not everybody's fucking Batman.
Yeah.
Where are they getting money from? And they tied in a really cool thing of like, in today's days when we have social media, like how do superheroes deal with social media and basically being gods? And so in this show, the heroes are kind of pieces of shit, like real pieces of shit. Like they're so humanized. It's kind of like they have superpowers, but they still deal with like normal human problems in really bad ways.
Good shit.
And so basically, this isn't giving like the plot away of the show, but there's a company called Voight that basically owns superheroes. And so when they basically hire superheroes, they give them a salary, and they have a whole PR team to like help them out. If they fuck up shit, they pay for the collateral damage. Yeah. Somebody dies, they pay for the funerals and all that shit. If they need help with their costumes, they fix up their costumes, they design their costumes. They are basically company people that are superheroes.
Does Edna work for him?
Actually, in the third episode, there basically is an Edna mode.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah. And it's pretty funny. There's a throwback to like the no cape thing.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
No cape.
It's really good. We'll talk about it more because later on we got to do more with the show.
Yeah. So really quickly, this is from The Boys is from Wildstorm and Dynamite Entertainment, and
Who wrote it?
it's created by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson.
That's what it is. Good shit.
So I believe they're there, were they not? Yeah.
Does any of the female cast make some kind of like reference of like, why is the show called The Boys?
It's funny. It's funny because one of them is the female.
Yeah. Yeah. That's literally the name of her character.
Yeah,
is the
I
female.
have not met her in the show yet. I'm on episode 3.
Yeah.
Which will explain how I'm watching it before all you in a minute.
So really quickly, I'm gonna back up because we're trying to think what happened Thursday night. We gotta talk about what we saw. So
we met some famous people too.
So Cronus and I, we were having lunch, and there was this band by
yes.
Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
They were marching up and down the gas lamp,
Hold on,
right?
Sci-Fi went hard as fuck.
Oh yeah, they went
Holy
super hard,
shit.
extra hard. So they had this band. It was like normally like football teams. Some of them have like bands and stuff that come on the field for halftime or whatnot. Just like a drum line. Some of them have the cheerleaders with it. It was like that. And so, but they had this band up and down, marching down. They come by once. We're eating we go to pay the check. The band comes back, but we hear this guy on a megaphone.
I will show the band. But this is like literally. Here we go. I was walking down, or we just like right after we got out of the lunch. So this is what we see.
Yeah.
If you see the guy in purple, this is where we.
So this guy on the megaphone is yelling and screaming. And he's singing with them and stuff.
I'm just trying to film at this point.
Yeah. So we're both trying to film, take pictures and whatnot, and then they stop right in front of our restaurant and they form like a semicircle.
Can I play the music? Hold on, let me see if it'll come up on there. So they're playing. I didn't have my normal microphone on the top, so it was like my camera mic.
Yeah, it sounds like a New Orleans
Yeah, it was. They
show
were
or
playing.
whatever.
But they were playing like nerdy music. They were playing like the theme song to fucking Super Mario Brothers and shit like that.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, they were playing that. They were playing like Star Wars. They were playing like just all kinds of crazy stuff. So they stop, and we're taking pictures. And we see this guy, and when he's facing me and Cronus, I'm like, "Hey, Cronus, you know who that is, right?" He's like, "No, who is that?" I'm all, "That is Orlando Jones."
Oh shit.
Orlando Jones is leading this
That is
sci-fi
him.
group, and he's like going off. And so they have like a makeshift stage where he would pull random people out and do trivia. So they basically did like this weird like hybrid of Family Feud and trivia in the middle of the street.
Oh,
In the
look at
middle
me,
of the
right in
day.
your direction.
Is he
Yeah.
on a sci-fi show that
He's on
He's
American.
He's on Mike of Gods.
Oh, okay.
Is that's not
not
sci-fi,
sci-fi,
though.
though.
Yeah.
That's
No, it's not a
Stars.
sci-fi show, but I mean he's been a bunch of stuff. He also has a superhero show on YouTube that he's like writer, producer, director, and starring.
Good shit.
So
Orlando
we
Jones.
stayed there for like a good amount, and this was Thursday afternoon. We saw Orlando Jones right in front of us.
With a pink hat.
Yeah, pink hat, purple suit,
Doing it.
doing it big, singing with this sci-fi band. It was something to see. And then like
He's doing a new show called High School 51. That's on the Sci-Fi Channel.
There you go. I was about to say, there's
Like,
got to be some
yeah.
synergy there going
At least
on.
I'm not sure if it's on the Sci-Fi. It just says it's a sci-fi like genre.
Oh,
I'm not sure
okay.
if it's on the show.
Probably.
So, but it was interesting because like Orlando Jones went super hard because not only did he do this band, later on Sci-Fi had tour buses where they were doing karaoke on the top, and it was led by Orlando Jones.
Holy
you
shit.
could hear him
They put him to
down the
work.
street. Yeah, they put him down the street he was yelling at people, sing that song, sing it. You know, he was singing. He interrupt and jump in and sing with them. Like we'd hear him as we were going from spot to spot. It was great. It was
Clown
crazy.
people too.
Yeah,
Fucking hilarious.
yeah, he was clowning people. He asked them like he asked them a question from the Fifth Element. They didn't even know. It's like what he would clown the shit out of you.
One of my favorite things though is they had these two guys, and it was basically Jedi, Bernie Sanders, and it was Darth
Trump.
Darth Trump.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was so fucking funny. And they were both doing the trivia questions, and yeah, it was pretty funny.
It was craziness. So, while Cronus was at the boys panel, because he sat through more panels than I did. I sat through 2. He went through like 2.5. I was there for the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance panel. Also
More
at
Netflix.
Hall H. More Netflix. This plays back to the problem I was talking about The Witcher. So the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance and The Witcher, I think, come out the same day.
God damn.
So that's kind of, I mean, I guess good for Netflix and good for us. There's plenty of material to watch, but it's kind of weird doubling down. I didn't know, I knew that the cast is huge, but I didn't know these two particular actors were in the show because they brought them out, and it was Taron Egerton from the Kingsman series and Mark Hamill.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so both of them came out, and they were there for the panel. So people got to ask them questions and whatnot, and they got to talk about their creation of the show.
You know what my biggest question is, and I haven't seen the trailer. Obviously, if I did, I'd probably have the answer to this. Are they using puppets again?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the director said the only way he would do it is if they did puppetry.
There we go.
And what we got to see, which you can watch now, is the behind the scenes about the puppeteers creating the look and the feel of it. I mean, yes, there is CGI in the film, but it is mostly reliant on puppeteers and their performance, and then the actors that voice their puppets or whatnot. They're separate, but they show from creation of like the animatronics to them building the skin to them stitching eyelashes, eyebrows, putting eyes in, like the whole works.
Hold on, Netflix is going hard as fucking August. There's a lot of really good shows that are coming out in August. They're getting the fucking whole Rocky franchise.
Oh.
They're getting Groundhog's Day. They're getting there's a bunch of originals. Shit, hold on. Give me a second. I'm trying to go through. There's one called Inter Anime. I want to check that one out to see what it's all about. Glow season 3 is coming out in August.
Oh shit!
Which is a great. If you haven't watched it, Glow, fucking watch that show. Cannon Busters is coming out.
Oh
on
yes,
August
that's
15th.
right. We didn't get a chance to talk to LaShawn Johnson, but I can't wait for that shit.
Yeah. Invader Zim Enter the Fortress is coming out on
Dude,
August 16th.
They just dropped a trailer for that this week, or at least a sneak
Wait,
preview.
I'm sorry. Is that new
Yeah.
Invader Zim?
Yes.
or-
Yes,
New,
it's
brand
Invader
new.
Zim. And
Netflix got Invader Zim
Yes,
from
yeah.
Nickelodeon?
They
They're-
did.
Yeah.
they did.
Whoa!
There was an Invaders in panel at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
too.
and
God
I missed it. Yeah, so Dark Crystal comes out on August 30th.
Same day as The Witcher.
No,
Should
Are
be.
you sure? I haven't
Should
seen a
be.
date.
I don't see it on here.
It might be a little bit later in the fall, man.
They're both in August.
Okay. Well, he's
So-
on there.
I don't want to see The Witcher. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. Because like you can technically watch most of The Witcher if you got invited to watch it. I guess the last couple episodes are not finished.
While he's looking that up, is Hamill playing Goblin King David Bowie's old role? Or am I tripping?
I think
No,
you
you're
have
thinking-
the movies confused.
Oh,
This
my
is
bad.
the Labyrinth.
You're thinking of the
I'm
Labyrinth.
You're right.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, no, he plays a
got a story
sketch.
about
He
a
plays
girl.
a sketch piece. One of these crazy buzzard-looking things. Someone asked him to recreate his character, and he did, but against much avail, I guess. But still,
You got a date on The Witcher for Netflix?
It says late 2019. But hold
Yeah,
on,
no
let
hard
me
date.
check. Hold on.
when I saw the trailer, the release date was at the end of the trailer.
Oh, well, maybe it's going to be a surprise to everybody else who wasn't there.
Because they were saying, no, they told everyone it's going to be in August.
Huh? Why didn't it update? It still does not say. Oh, hold on. Here we go. This is on Games Radar, so hopefully they have.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure they were there.
Goddamn.
So,
Why don't they just put where the fuck it is?
But Dark Crystal looked good.
No,
Dark
just,
Crystal-
Hold on, it says The Witcher Netflix release date is in Q4 2019.
Okay,
What the
we'll go with
hell?
that for now. Dark Crystal, you're on board? What the
yeah,
fuck?
I'm on board because I'm a huge fan. I didn't know. I mean, it has a ridiculous cast. They were showing the puppetry. We got to see a little bit of like scenes, like very small scene of what's going on. There was huge like audience like screaming for this. They can't wait. It's been a very long time. Jim Henson Studios is fully behind this. His daughter is involved and whatnot.
AKA Disney.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I forgot they bought them.
Yeah, they've been bought them, but I mean, it looks and has that feel from like the '80s, but they're more movable because you can see them running about. So it's also a series, not a movie.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's cool.
I'm on board for this. It looks great. I was super like impressed by just the way it looked, the way that they brought back like just the feel of the original and the colors and whatnot. They had talked about how color was important to them. The animatronics were color and try to be faithful to Jim Henson and to the fans. So
Are there gonna be any Muppets on Muppets fucking?
Oh, yeah.
you know what? It is.
Only on Pornhub.
I mean, Netflix is kind of the Wild Wild West, so you may never
Never
see.
know.
Yeah, you never know.
All right. Let's see. I think we segue to later that night, right? Because we had, I think, dinner maybe.
Maybe.
And
You talk about
then-
the other Hall H thing you guys went to?
No,
Or-
that's the next day.
Okay.
So later on that night, we went to the boys' red carpet. So this is where it gets interesting. All right. So this is the first time anybody in this podcast has ever covered a red carpet.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a few back and forth things, with us and Amazon and people that ran the event, which is kind of cool because it's the first time we've ever done something like this. So I didn't know it worked. But it was cool. Even though it was almost kind of a shit show. I think going forward, I learned a lot from this event, like how to like communicate with PR people and how to get them to respond back to me and like what's expected and kind of what to do on a red carpet. Because to be honest, like when you're meeting like a shitload of celebrities,
It's
it's weird. But then like
Yeah.
you have to normalize it like right away. Because if you're just sitting there like, oh my god, it's Carl Urban, like you're gonna miss a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So basically, I had to treat this shit like it was my main job when I got there, and it was weird because when we finally got to the red carpet, I'm like, I have my camera, but I'm basically the only guy there with like, I mean, I have a Canon camera, but I'm shooting with a prime lens, and everybody else there, they had like some crazy fucking
Yeah.
zoom lens with like they had really nice shit. You know what I mean? I'm there with just like.
It was like when I interviewed the Gifted, it was like I had like my Nikon camera. Everybody else had like fucking professional shit. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But the guy next to me had like fucking, he had like a Canon, like a handheld one. I'm like, okay, I don't feel that bad.
Yeah, some folks had like kind of for the videos they had like cheaper cameras.
Yeah, yeah.
But as far as like actual photos, because there was like one side had photos and the other side had video. And for like the photo side, everybody had like their 1DX or a 6D or something like that, or the Nikon equivalent, or the Sony equivalent. So I actually got to talk to one of the guys who both worked for Screen Rant and the actual event.
Yeah.
So I was like picking his brain about shit, and so eventually everybody comes out.
The fuck is that?
I don't know. Why are you fucking this up?
I thought my phone was muted. I don't know what the fuck.
So me and Oninja go to the red carpet, but Oninja's only got his phone, so I was like, this might be weird, but nobody really gave a fuck. He's taking pictures and videos with his phone, and I got my DSLR out, taking pictures and shit, and we're taking pictures a lot, and then all of a sudden, like I noticed that if you literally just be like, hey, over here, can I get a picture here? Like they'll look at your camera,
Yeah.
and they'll like, I was like, you could do that? Like I didn't know that you could do that. Like I felt hella fucking dumb, but. Like obviously I know now, but it was cool to like if you just interact with them, they'll like do what you want.
Yeah.
And this is sort of some behind the scenes shit. Like I'm pretty sure most of them are fucking lit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
they pull them on party. Oh, go ahead.
To preface where we were with the Red Carpet Wars, they had a blue room, which is I guess like a green room, and there was a bar and a DJ in there.
Oh yeah.
So the stars were coming out with margaritas. Like Carl Urban came out with 2 double-fisted margaritas. So he was like coming out like whipping around and stuff, drinking and stuff. The ladies coming out with like wine and shit in their like cups and shit. So they're getting a little lit. But it's fun though.
Yeah.
They were cool. So
they were like so basically normal. It was kind of weird. They're really cool to everybody. Even like after we're done taking pictures, Carl Urban was walking, off the red carpet to grab another drink or go back into the blue room. I was like, hey, can you take a picture with Corey, old ninja?
who?
Damn.
Who's that?
So, yeah, he was like, oh yeah,
been a while.
sure. Got him next to him, took a couple pictures. Cool as fuck.
Easy. As long as you
Nothing
are a
monster
decent
in here.
human and you're not like a jerk about it and no gotcha questions, they're totally fine. They're totally cool with it,
Yeah.
And it was cool because there was like a pit with fans in it, and the fans are like, "Hey, can you do this? Can we just get this?" The stars would like run over, shake hands, quickly sign autographs, and then rush out because they're not trying to get trapped.
And there's people there that I was not expecting. Like Giancarlo Esposito was there. I was like, what the fuck? And then, what's her name?
Oh, Sonequa Martin Green.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
She was there.
Ooh,
I was
boy.
like, dude, what the fuck?
Oh my God,
And
she came on fire.
And the whole cast, like Man on High Castle, was there, which is to be expected because they're Amazon as well, which is really cool. So we did that, event, and then we got to go to the actual party. But obviously we went there kind of late. So the actual party started like 7, right? But we couldn't, we're on the red carpet from 7 to 8:30. And
Maybe 8:45 because
Yeah.
we literally had maybe, what'd you say, half hour, 50 minutes?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe
And
before the show.
Yeah, and the show started at 9 because
Okay.
they were showing the first 2 episodes of The Boys, and so but the whole event was dope because they had stuff from the show
Yeah.
and they had free alcohol,
Like
free
props, you mean, from the show?
Yeah, they literally took a building from the show and they put it on the fucking there in the the event.
Yeah,
Fancy.
they had haystacks. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about, but whatever.
And free alcohol, free food.
Yeah, open bar. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And there was celebrities everywhere. You could talk to them and shit like that. They were cool as fuck.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
I got a chance to talk to Giancarlo because he's in the upcoming Mandalorian. So I quickly asked him, made a comment about it, and he was cool about it. We vibed off each other for a quick minute. I got to talk to Sonequa Martin Green, how much I love Star Trek Discovery, which I do. Wasn't pandering, but I watched the show. I'm trying to get my mom to watch the show. Told her
a great
that. She gave me a high five first. She said, "Thank you for support. Keep watching. Wait till next season type stuff."
Did she keep the hand sanitizer on deck?
Probably. She probably does. I mean, she's a celebrity, but she was there.
wouldn't touch
She was
your
there with her. She was there with her significant other. I wouldn't touch your hand. We know what you know.
Her significant other is in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
What? Who is it? Who's
Yeah,
it?
it's some,
Look
I
him
forget
up.
his name.
Is he Dre?
Something like
No.
Because everybody forgot about Dre. What the fuck happened to that? I don't know if he ever came back.
Oh no.
He went
Yeah.
off to do Jack Bauer shit.
He was cool as fuck too. It's just weird because there's like the stars of the show plus stars of a couple of other shows are in the crowd with you watching this new show.
You let him know we.
Of course, I
down.
mean,
Slide some cards?
We
Yeah.
press, bruh.
Right.
Damn.
So
But yeah,
his name is Kendrick Green, and I'm trying to see what he was.
Is he
He was
the?
either Walking Dead
pretty-
or Fear of the Walking Dead, one of the two.
I think he dies in Walking Dead. Not
Wait,
sure.
is-
He's in The Walking Dead. Yeah, he was.
Is he the gangster guy in the beginning?
He was Scott on.
who the-
Oh, no.
Scott
But
is.
Him right here.
that's him right there.
I don't know who the fuck that
I
is.
kind of remember him.
Nah.
Oh, I remember too. Okay, yeah, he was in.
Kinda.
He's
Yeah.
in some episodes.
Nah, I only remember 2 black folks or 4 black folks. There was Michonne, TJ Filler, whatever the guy.
T-Dog.
T-Dog.
Which the show forgot, and then
Yeah.
brought him back and then killed him.
And then the brother and sister, the girl who becomes the girl from Star Trek Discovery, and then her brother.
Yep.
The only 4 black people I remember. Oh no, and the guy with the staff.
Yeah.
Oh, Morgan.
Morgan, yeah.
Ninja
Oh,
Morgan.
and then there's King Ezekiel. Forgot about him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cyber?
There's got a few black people in the show.
Yeah, there's a few folk up in there. Yeah, we got to, free food and stuff. We were loading up because, Cronus got him free margaritas. I got me some snacks and drinks or whatnot. We were literally, like a row or two from the screen.
2 rows,
And
yeah.
this is like the size of it, like
It's a huge
small theater screen.
You can't have open bar free food around black folks. You
No.
just can't do it.
They did, but they did though. They didn't give
they
a
were gonna
fuck.
go.
Fuck them.
Amazon did not give a fuck.
I wish I was there, boy. I'd be like wilding out.
Amazon knew what's up. They threw a great fucking party.
I'd have been
Yeah.
left. I would have left with a celebrity.
It was probably It was.
Where's
it,
Blue? I saw it was some chick.
It was a cool vibe. So they brought the whole cast up, and it was one of the cast members' birthday.
Nice.
So they brought out a cake for him. We all sang happy birthday
It
to
was
him.
the Deep's birthday.
Yeah,
The
he was cool about it. They brought up even people that weren't even showing up. The creator of the show. He worked on Supernatural.
Okay.
He created the show, so he
Eric-
was up there.
Eric Kripke.
Yeah, he was hella cool. You could tell he was lit. He had a drink in his hand while he was presenting.
You're spilling all the tea.
Yeah, he was great.
I was surprised Seth Rogen was on the panel because he's a co-producer of the show.
Oh, wow.
But he wasn't at the event, which is kind of weird. But
Yeah.
people-
Still getting high somewhere.
He's the one with the funny laugh, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even do it.
That's pretty good though.
So then we got to watch the first 2 episodes of the Amazon Prime's upcoming TV show, The Boys. And it was some dank fucking shit.
I'm telling you,
Is it R-rated?
it's yes.
Yeah,
It's
I mean-
it's fucking MA.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like seriously,
Super.
if it's R, I'd be surprised. It should be MA.
You got to tell them at least one bit of dankness from this. Tell the
Go
room.
ahead.
Tell the room. The
I'll-
sex room.
This okay. So the sex
Yeah.
room. So there's a scene. I think it was the first episode.
It is the first episode.
Yeah, and so they go in and they go into this club that's like a secret superhero club.
Yeah.
And it's one of the characters is trying to show another character how superheroes are kind of fucked up and they have their own vices and they're not what you think they are. So he walks into this place and the first thing you see is this couple floating above everybody else and they're fucking.
Oh.
So there's,
They're
there's
super
three.
fucking.
There's 3 couples fucking,
Yeah.
but you see one right up in the screen because she's riding.
titties fucking
Yeah.
going everywhere and shit. And then there was this one dude who miniaturizes himself like the
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, and he's running on a table. He's running past some drinks, and then he jumps and dives into a chick's pussy.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Sign me up. I'm fucking sold.
hold on, and then they have this one dude this is gay as fuck, but it is literally gay as fuck. He's getting his dick sucked by another guy.
Okay.
And then his body elongates into another chair, and then he's making out with 2 other guys. So he's getting his
Whoa.
dick sucked on one couch, and then on the other side of the room he elongates to make out with some other dudes. So it's I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally the very first episode, maybe 20 minutes in.
God damn.
Yeah, and the fucked up part of it, I'm not even gonna tell you the most fucked up part of the episode, but it's just like when it happens, you're just like, what the fuck just happened? Like it hits you in the face, just like, whoa.
Can I ask this though? So for Amazon shows, do they release them all like Netflix, or do they do that 3 at a time like Vinland?
I think
I
it's
have no
all at
idea.
once, but I don't know.
Okay.
So this is what's interesting.
Okay.
So after we watched the first 2 episodes, they were fucking great.
Yeah.
They're really good. Like this is like the high 9s for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is a show that's going to humanize superheroes in a really bad way.
Nice.
Like what if the most asshole person that you knew got superpowers? And like what would they do? And they also deal with like social media and shit like that. Like, you know, what would you do for the most amount of likes and most amount of clicks? You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's really fucked up. People are gonna fucking love it. And so what happened is it's like, so we'll watch a screener, right? As we're on the red carpet, I'm talking to one of the other guys that were there, and this other black dude, he was right next to me, and he was like, "Oh, I already watched the whole show," and I was like, "What the fuck? How'd you already watch the whole show?" And the other guy was like, "Oh, I already watched it too." It's like, we got screeners, and so I went through my emails, and they sent me a link to watch the screeners. Like I could have watched the whole fucking shit like a while back, and then I was clicking on the link, but apparently my shit didn't work. I guess they didn't add me onto it.
Yeah.
And so they did it today, and so I watched the 3rd episode today, and it's just like, dude, like first of all, we're missing like a whole portion of like shit that we should be getting for this podcast. You know what I mean? Like early access to shit, stuff like that. So we're gonna up our game on that stuff. So that's gonna be really cool in the future. But this show is it's probably gonna please a lot of fans. I can't see this going below probably an 8. I mean, to me, it's like it's well into the 9s.
Right now on IMDb, it's sitting at a 9.1.
Yeah,
Really?
because I mean, the users got to rate it on IMDb, and a lot of people got to see it. So we saw it with a bunch of people. It was blowing my mind that we're watching this show with like a packed like field because we were outside, and with like movie stars and TV stars that are literally 2 rows behind me. Off to my left and off to my right and directly behind me. Like, I mean, some of these people that they filmed this. They're on screen. So they were cool with, like, seeing our reaction to this for the first time. I'm actually kind of glad that we didn't watch the screeners because I got to see it with an audience, with stars, and, you know, get my first react out there and then get to report to everybody else what I saw based off of the con.
Yeah, got to enjoy it. You know what's funny is like as we're watching it, there's people walking around with like popcorn and milkshakes and drinks and shit.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is fucking cool as shit. Like it was a lot of fun. Amazon knows how to throw a fucking dope party.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting, which I didn't know until after the fact. So this is the reason why San Diego Comic-Con, why you need to give us 5 fucking press passes. 'Cause we couldn't cover everything.
Yeah.
All right. So apparently the area that we're in was the Amazon Video experience, and so every day the whole venue changed except for the tower, right?
Yeah.
And so like the first night I think it was Carnival's Row, the second night I think it was the Expanse, and or whatever. And
Saturday.
whatever other night was the Boys. And so
I
they
think-
changed everything for each event.
I think one of the nights was also the King in the High Castle.
Maybe, yeah. Well, no, it wasn't because I got
wasn't
because I got all the media stuff afterwards. You didn't
Okay.
get it.
I think
No,
last year-
probably did. It probably went to my spam like yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon last year had they had that one show with the guy who plays Shazam.
Jack. Well, they have
Jack-
the-
Oh,
Ripper?
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
That's
yeah.
not the same guy. It's a different guy. We
Yeah,
talked
it's the
about
guy
this
from
on the
The Office.
podcast.
Same,
It's the
yeah.
guy from The Office.
Wait,
who's
aren't they?
also-
Wait, isn't Shazam from The Office?
No.
Where's he
Zach
from?
Levi.
He's
He's
from
from Chuck.
Chuck, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they look the same.
they look.
They
fucking
do.
same.
They do look like they're brothers, but they're not the same guys.
But you know, I'm glad that Amazon is putting in a lot of effort to get people to watch it because there's a lot of shows on Amazon that nobody watches.
True.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, The Expanse is an instant watch for me. It should be for all y'all that listen to the podcast.
Do they have the old seasons on there?
I think so.
Because
I'll
the
have
new
to
one's
check.
supposed to be obviously on Amazon.
Yeah, so it would make sense if they got the old rights.
That'd be good.
But you know, The Boys is that's a must watch for me right now. And Carnival Row I haven't watched yet. I know it has the girl from if you watched not Justice League, Suicide Squad. She was the Enchantress.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she's like a fairy or some shit in
Cara
it.
Cara Delevingne or what?
Yeah, and then
Chick is fine, but
and Orlando Bloom is in it too.
Oh wow.
So those
Yeah.
are the two of the main characters.
I haven't seen that guy since fucking the what's the
Pirates?
name?
Pirates movies.
Yeah.
Lord
No,
of the
not even
Rings?
Pirate. The Lord of the Rings. Last movie I seen him in.
And so the coolest thing about these parties is that you can go to these parties and meet the whole cast.
Nice.
Like you can take pictures with them, do whatever.
Take shots with them?
but,
I was gonna say, really?
don't do whatever, definitely.
Yeah.
Get your ass
Hang
kicked
out with
out.
them and shit.
You can
Yeah.
ask, I guess, if you get consent.
That was definitely
Fuck
super.
up, Blue.
There was a lot of. We did a lot.
I
on
could have with the. Never mind.
Friday. This is Friday, so we did a lot on Friday, hobnobbing and stuff, and we kind of left. I think after the Amazon thing,
Yeah.
because we didn't really go out, or
Well,
did we?
I needed some rest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. No.
shit.
So we
Yeah.
did leave then. So that was Friday night. So then there was Saturday. So
I was
Saturday.
gonna say nothing but crickets.
Yeah. No. Saturday. Oh, so I got to meet some very cool podcasters. They're actually kind of semi-famous. I know that Blue listens to them.
Oh yeah,
He got me onto them, but I got to meet Ashley Victoria Robinson and Jason Inman from Geek History Lesson.
You just ran into them, or what?
No, they, had a booth.
Oh, good.
I went and bought their comic and got a signed copy of Jupiter Jet, which you can see here. Which if you're watching the podcast on YouTube, you can see that they signed here, and they gave me a little thing.
They're huge comic book nerds, and on their podcast they talk about, they go into history. They choose one character and spend an hour talking about that character, and a lot of information I know about comic books is from that.
They do their research pretty heavily, but they're also involved. I mean, they're comic creators. They're also Jason used to work for DC All Access,
Yep.
and then
They got fired.
They also do like they review the CW Arrowverse
Yeah.
every episode on YouTube, and they do it with other creators, like other podcasters, other comic writers, other artists, whatever. They have like a little crew. They even said, I gave them one of her cards, and Ashley said, there might be a chance that they come on our show.
Good shit.
So I told Ashley, you can't play with me like that. They're, hey, we understand we do a podcast like you guys do. I mean, we help people out, and we would like to, check you guys out. Maybe show up on the podcast one
That'd
day.
be so dope.
Ashley's so bad.
I refer
yeah.
to them all the time.
Yeah.
Did you ask them if they're married? Because I
They are no. So I tried to give them two cards, two business cards. Ashley's all, we just need one because we're married, so we'll just keep on to it. And I'm all, yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, but I got Jason to do his impression, his Doctor Strange impression,
Nice.
because he does that a lot. He does it a lot in a lot of their podcasts, which is pretty funny. And it's funny because he says they're expressive. Like when he does it, he like smacks the mic and stuff, so they have to like fix it in post pretty much. But they're really cool to meet. I'm very grateful for meeting them. They're great. Hopefully, we'll have them on the podcast sometime in the future, which would be amazing.
See, I think I saw Ashley once when we were at WonderCon. Like I was
She
crossing
probably
the
was
street.
there.
Yeah, I was crossing the street and she was coming across. I'm like, that girl looks really familiar. And like I turned around and like looked at her and she like looked at me like, oh my god, this guy's gonna like talk to me or something like that. But I think it was her, but I didn't know. I wasn't for sure, so I just kept on walking.
Yeah, no, I got a chance to meet them. They told everyone on Twitter where they're going to be at. They're only going to be signing for like an hour or two. So I went over. I wanted to support them. I've been wanting to read Jupiter Jet for a while. Jason also had his book, but it's easier when you're at a con. It's best to have cash on you.
Yep.
It's just easier, especially for the artist and for for you.
Hookers.
I mean, yeah, yeah, sure. But I didn't want to use my card, and I was like, well, I have my last bit of cash, just spent it on that. So I can always get Jason's book later, but yeah, I was really hell bent on getting the trade for Jupiter Jet because that's like their first comic. So
You
it's
go to
really
any
cool.
panels that day?
Um,
Or see anything else?
this
Saturday?
we tried to get into Hall H. There's some issues, but we managed to get one of us into Hall H,
Okay.
which will be when Cronus gets back. But I spent I spent a lot of the time on the floor. I don't think I went to any other panel because there's nothing else really to see except for Kevin Smith. He closed out Hall H, but Hall H was so fucking packed that even though when like one panel got out, they just filled it with thousands of more people.
Yep.
And there was like 3 times as many press people trying to get in versus when we went Thursday night for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But Saturday was I don't want to step on you, but wasn't Saturday the big Marvel day?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say to you. I didn't. So because there were so many people and that they were at capacity, they had this thing where if there's more than one person from the same outlet, only one of you could go in to give other outlets the chance to go in. So these two guys were trying to go in, and they were arguing about who was going to go. And based on that determined if one of us went. Damn. So they ended up arguing with each other, then they both left the line, which gave us a chance to get one of us in. So without further ado, Cronus is back. He can talk about his experience.
So great, Cronus. Yeah, I think Cronus, since you're back.
So Carlito Sway, what's going on? He commented on a video that I posted earlier, the one about me walking the floor, and he was like, he thought he saw me there, but he didn't want to. He didn't know if it was really me, so he didn't say what's up. It was me, you know. So.
Oh yeah, I mean before this we ran into Victor.
Yeah, from VZ.
Yeah. So we saw him and his wife. So we got a chance to talk to them. Did they have the little
kid there too?
No, it was just the two of them. Nah, they didn't have the kid with them. Their kid was at like practice or something.
Oh yeah, Victor, if you're listening to this, which I know you probably are,
or will.
Yeah, you and your wife mentioned that there was an artist that would be good for our podcast. So let us know who he was because we didn't write it down. So we'll hit him up. Yeah, Carlitos, if you ever see me again, now you know what I look like in person. If you see me in person again, just say what's up. I'm pretty personable. So yeah.
And that's if he's on the mat choking people out. Don't say hi to him.
No,
you might get choked out.
I'll choke you out and then say hi.
Yeah.
But
how you doing?
Yeah. Well, Hall H, we missed a couple of like big panels because like there was the Terminator Salvation panel, which was early in the day, which Tom Cruise hijacked with his Top Gun announcement, and then they went on to Dark Phoenix.
Too.
It does look cool.
Call that shit Top Dick.
Yeah. And then they had the Terminator panel with the whole cast was there. Arnold was there. They brought in Edward Furlong, I guess, from some crack house or some shit, because he's back. He was up there.
Wait, is Val Kilmer back in for Top Gun?
Apparently so.
Because that motherfucker's fat as fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
he's had some health issues. So.
Yeah, he has, but
that's true.
So he was there for Top Gun, but he's also in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Nice.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Marvel done won the whole goddamn thing. You were there?
Yes, I was.
Marvel
there.
was letting it rain with fucking content.
It was fucking amazing. So I go there. Hold on, I'm trying to pull a picture. And I was in the press pit. So this is what kind of sucked. So I was literally the last person that could go in the press pit.
Oh.
Literally the fucking last person.
Okay.
Which is kind of crazy. And so I go in there, and the first time I went in the press pit, or as a press member, into Hall H, like I said before, I got to sit down. And this one I had to stand in the press pit. And they moved the press pit into the fucking sun. So I was standing in the sun for like 2 hours. And then I had to stay in the press pit. There's no seating. Yeah. So you had to stand the whole time. So I've literally been standing for like close to 5 hours, like the whole time. And I was just like, what the fuck? Luckily that day, I think I brought snacks.
Good
so
shit.
So it was okay, but I was just like, dude, this is fucking crazy. But it was worth it. All right, y'all, because the first thing they came out with was they didn't talk about Black Widow first. It was I think it was Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the first thing that I saw that I can remember. And it was cool because, Sebastian Stan and what's that dude's name?
Anthony Mackie.
Clarence.
Fighting Vipers.
Fighting Vipers. Yeah, he came out, and it's funny because they were
on your right.
They were talking about some stuff, and I literally screamed out from the press pit, "Fighting Vipers!" And the fucking press pit laughed. It was pretty fucking funny.
That's right, he is in that.
So yeah, it's a show that's gonna be coming to Disney Plus. They were going pretty hard with Disney Plus. That's gonna be part of the MCU, which is good. Because we're finally getting shows that we know for sure are going to be in the MCU, unlike the Netflix shows. Because they made reference to them,
yeah.
But it was kind of like you never saw anybody from there and shit like that. So they're definitely me from the MCU.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few shows that they announced that have been talked about before, but they gave us more details.
Okay.
There was no really more details about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was just them talking about how they're excited to make the show and they're making it whatever. Then they announced, I don't know, I'm probably in the wrong timeline, but I'm just going to go in sort of order. The Eternals. All right, so the Eternals is pretty dope because it's going to really expand upon the Marvel universe in like the literal universe sense, as far as like, I don't know the right word to use, but celestial beings, being out there. So this is going to be a really great show. They started announcing characters, and they announced Selma Hayek, and I was like, what the fuck? Selma Hayek. So I got a video. I think I have a video of her like coming on the stage.
Nice.
And then they announced Angelina Jolie. And I was like, what the fuck? In an MCU movie?
Yep.
What? And the director is a woman, so it's interesting to that. I think it's cool that these women are getting movies for the MCU, because there was another show too, another movie that's a woman director.
Has she directed something else?
I don't know her name.
No? Okay.
But I didn't know fucking Patty Jenkins from anybody.
I know her from Monster, but all right.
I know her from Monster. So,
Yeah.
I think it's cool that they're just, as long as it's not some force shit. But
Say what you said in the group when Salma Hayek and Angelina Jolie was in the same room.
oh, I was breathing the same air as them. I was like, oh, this is great.
Shit. Did the air get a little bit sweeter?
Yeah, Salma Hayek is fucking tiny. Yo,
Yeah.
she was wearing platform shoes, and she was barely taller than the little kid that was on stage. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know she was that small.
God damn.
Angelina Jolie is like, she's pretty tall, but she's very slender
Yeah.
in real life. I was like, I didn't know she was that skinny. And they talked a little bit about it because they're still in production and they had nothing to show for it. So that's fine. But it was cool to like get all those main names to come out. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings was the next one up.
Salma Hayek is 5'2".
She's 5'2"?
Yeah,
Okay,
she's tall.
I'm not surprised.
She's a little bit taller than Sweetness.
Actually, I'd be surprised if she's 5'2". Seriously, if they would have said 5 feet tall, I'd have been like, okay. So yeah, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings was a really interesting one because they showed some scenes how we all missed the Ten Rings symbol through like MCU movies, and it was basically, they alluded to it. They had the tattoo on like 3 different people.
Wow.
That most people missed. It was like one was on like somebody was about to get shot in the face and was on his wrist, and another one was on a guy's neck, but it was partially covered up by like his jacket.
Okay.
So, and we all knew, and the Mandarin's coming back.
Yeah.
Because the real Mandarin.
A real Mandarin.
The real Mandarin's coming.
Who's
Good.
Asian.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. And they announced the guy who's going to play Shang-Chi, who is nobody that I know.
Yeah.
And he's been in nothing that I know of. They literally gave him the call like 4 days before Comic-Con.
Oh, damn.
Then he got the part. So he came out. He was a really cool guy. He seemed pretty likable. You know, he was funny, So that was pretty dope.
What's the release date on that one?
It's 2021, so this is not even being really in production yet.
Oh,
They're just getting
2
actors
years.
collected.
Yeah.
Eternals comes out in 2020. It's in production, but they're still early on. They showed nothing. The next one up was WandaVision, which I didn't know was Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called WandaVision. And it's supposed to be really weird.
Okay.
So,
They've had some comics together for a long time now.
yeah. So that should be it.
Doesn't it take place in the 50s or something like that?
I think so, but they said it's going to be weird because the next show that I'm going to talk about, the next movie, has Scarlet Witch in it, which is weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
But, so go ahead.
No, I was gonna say WandaVision's gonna be part of Disney Plus, right?
Yes, it's a TV show. It's a show.
Yeah. Okay.
The next up was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and that's going to have Scarlet Witch in it. So they had Benedict Cumberbatch come out. And before, in WandaVision, they had both the actors come out.
Okay.
Oh, I guess the big reveal about the Doctor Strange is that it's going to be the first MCU horror film.
movie.
Yeah.
Because we were supposed to have, what was it? New Moon's supposed to be a horror film, but that shit kind of fell out the window.
That's vaporware.
That's probably going to show up on Disney Plus.
But I think that was Fox
bet.
though that was making that, right?
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
Yeah,
Fox.
Fox.
So next up would be Loki, which is also on Disney Plus. It's going to be a show, and they already explained how there's going to be a Loki show. He's supposed to be dead. They explained it in a way that most comic book fans should already understand. If you watched Endgame, he's alive.
Yep.
So it's going to be a version of Loki before he got his morals kind of reinstalled into him.
Still Hiddleston, though.
You still listen. Yeah,
Okay.
he came out and was there, and so it's going to be a previous version of Loki where he was still doing gangster ass villain shit.
So do they-
Disney backing out their Brinks truck? Just
Yeah.
saying.
Did they explain why Loki's logo is 4 different styles of characters or letters?
Not yet. No.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I want to know if like maybe I don't know, the symbols are for different like characters that are gonna be on the show or something. Like the green is like the Hulk and maybe like Hawkeye or I don't know. I'm just fucking around trying to figure out what's going on with that.
Yeah, I don't know. They also announced Marvel's What If, which is going to be a very
It's
exciting
gonna look so fucking dope.
series because if y'all have read the What If comics, it's basically like what would happen if Wolverine was really the Sorcerer Supreme. It'd be like really ridiculous scenarios, and they'll do a comic book just about that. So this is going to be that. I doubt it's gonna be live action.
Yeah, it's supposed to be animated.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be animated.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's gonna have the Watcher in it, Uatu, who is gonna
Okay.
be voiced by Jeffrey Wright.
Very interesting.
So
The guy from Westworld, right?
Yeah. Yes, but it's
Yeah.
gonna have all the actors that were in the MCU. They're all gonna be in What If.
Yeah, I heard that one of the episodes going to be what if Peggy Carter became Captain America.
Yeah,
Which
'cause that's
Sounds
a-
fucking dope.
I think that's one of the what ifs.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Hawkeye got announced. The big one for that was that Kate Bishop is gonna be in Hawkeye, who is another Hawkeye.
Is she? But she's not going to be the lead over Jeremy Renner, or she
Jeremy-
is going to be.
I believe Jeremy Renner's gonna be in it because he came out,
Okay.
but they didn't show who Kate Bishop was or is gonna be. So
Isn't that his daughter in the?
No,
in the movie?
she's the Uber fan.
Oh, okay.
Thor: Love and Thunder was announced, which is great because they're bringing in Lady Thor.
Yeah. Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman is Lady Thor.
Yeah. No, the thing about it, and I'm not shitting on them. There was nothing shown about it at all. But what was interesting was she obviously had a very vocal spat with the
Oh, yeah, with-
MCU.
yes.
Like she wanted no parts of them after
They fucking
Dark
wrote her out.
World.
Once Disney backs out that Brinks
Yeah,
truck,
I mean, you're right.
and they open up the door and say, "Miss Portman, look what we have for you," and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay."
I mean, they're making her,
A
less of a
lead.
love interest and more into like a lead.
Yeah, but
That makes sense. So Valkyrie, what's her name?
Oh, Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson. She's gonna be the king
Probably
of
queen.
Asgard.
Yeah.
Which is, no, they said the king, not the queen.
Yeah, they said King. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
multiple times. She's gonna be
Okay.
king, which is weird. But I mean, weird only because they say king instead of queen. Which
Yeah.
is fine because you can be the queen of something and still rule everything. So
Yeah.
whatever. I love the Lady Thor storyline. I don't downplay that at all. I think most folks that have read it understand why. Most folks that haven't read it kind of shit on it, but to me, it was a really good storyline.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh, a woman, Thor, what the hell?"
And I mean, I read it as well. I wasn't as much of a fan of it, probably because of some of the things. I mean, there was a lot going on with Mantle changing at the time. It wasn't the worst by any stretch.
I think it was actually for me, it was one of the best with
Okay.
mantle changes because they respected the previous character.
Ooh, see, I disagree with that.
No, because he was still sort of in the comic. He passed down the mantle. I think where we're gonna agree is her total lack of a rogues gallery.
excuse me, definitely on the
her
Rogues
own
Gallery.
unique.
But I liked what they did with the Frost Giants and her. I mean, I'm not shitting on it completely at all. My biggest issue was, and we talked about this like 3 years ago, but Thor's name is Thor. So, and for the MCU, it'll be interesting to see how they do this. Remember, Cap and Vision have wielded Mjolnir and been worthy. It's going to be interesting to see how they do
hold on.
this.
Thor is also the name of the god of thunder.
Yes.
So if she's the god of thunder,
But I guess what I'm still saying, to change, we had to call Thor Odin's son, and that was awkward, at least for me.
because he was no longer the god of thunder.
Yeah,
Like, to me,
but his name is still Thor.
Well, but that's the thing though, is like it was literally like when she picked up the hammer,
Yeah.
she became Thor.
Yeah, it's just that we'll see how they do it. There's been so many other people who have wielded Mjolnir and
Well, yeah, you
not
could say
done
like
that.
Beta Ray Bill or something like that. But
Yeah.
he also passed the name down. Everybody called her Thor. She wielded Thor's powers, which is it's a little different from like most mental changes where you're not gaining the exact powers of the other person. But in this one, she literally did. When she picked it up, she gained Thor's powers.
And then some, because she had
Yeah.
her own unique twist on it, which was
She had
fun.
It was a fucked up twist.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I liked it.
Yeah, but I have a little bit of an issues with some of the fans after Ragnarok, which was by far the best solo Thor movie, which she wasn't in. There weren't a whole lot of people verbally saying, "Oh, I miss Natalie Portman so much in the MCU" after her very public spat with
Well,
them.
I don't think it's about that. I think it's about knowing that they're trying to bring more female fans into the MCU, and they have a very recent comic of Lady Thor that could fit hopefully well into this series.
Yeah, but my biggest issue is some of the people who are so rah-rah about this, number one, like you mentioned, didn't read the comic at all.
Yeah.
And then secondly, didn't give two shits about
Natalie
anything
Portman.
having to do with Natalie Portman after the best Thor movie came out, and he was so good in
Yeah, well-
the most recent Avengers. But this came out of nowhere, which we'll see how it works. You know what I mean?
She was just a semi-love, on and off love interest with Thor
Yeah.
prior to her gaining the powers.
Yeah. I've seen her bring it in quite a few other roles.
Oh, yeah.
I like Natalie Portman a whole fucking lot. We'll see what she brings to this.
Yeah,
You
I've
know
seen
what I mean?
I've seen like really strange, like our poor homie Quan.
Yeah.
He has a big issue about how I guess he feels like Marvel, Disney is disrespecting Thor by moving on through someone else by using a fairly recent storyline. And I'm just like,
Well, some of that is bullshit too.
That is
Yeah,
bullshit.
'cause
That's
I'm
total
the-
bullshit.
Well, I can tell you why that's bullshit. I'm sorry not to cut
go
you
ahead.
off,
No,
but
go ahead.
the reason it is bullshit in terms of him saying fairly recent storyline is in the 70s, a what if comic literally described what if Jane Foster had Mjolnir. So this is a concept that goes back about 50 fucking years.
Not only that, there was another Thor. There was a Thor Rita, which I guess was Jane as well. Was she wielded it by accident or some bullshit? It didn't last very long.
Well, and it's also, let's be fucking real here. There's nothing anywhere that says that you cannot make a movie that's based on recent fucking comics.
Of course.
Whoever the fuck says that is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you keep up with the most recent shit?
Miles Morales was relatively
I was
new
gonna
for
bring that up, too.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so fucking dumb.
That's
Damien and Batman is relatively new.
Oh yeah, that's another issue.
Batwoman, she's new.
We have not
Harley
seen.
Quinn.
We haven't seen a live action Damien, have we? Damian Wayne.
No.
No.
But
Yeah.
Laura X-23 we saw. And
Yes,
she's
we did. She's
new,
relatively
and she's
new.
not even from the comics. She's from the goddamn cartoon.
Yes, actually,
a great character.
Yeah, Harley Quinn, X-23, Livewire, all from animated series.
Yeah.
And a lot of people love them.
All right,
So.
so moving on.
Wait, before you say that, I was gonna just say for oh god, what's her name? The one that becomes queen. She becomes king of
Tessa?
Tesla.
Yeah.
Apparently for her, they're gonna give her a female love interest,
Well,
which is gonna be like kind of the first.
She alluded to that too because she said, "I'm the king. I need a queen."
Yeah.
And I think she's gay in real life too. She's
Yeah,
dating
she is.
somebody.
I think
Janelle
she's bi.
She's dating that one singer, right?
Janelle Monáe?
Yeah, yeah.
I
You
thought
know,
they broke up.
Both of them are hot.
People are gonna get angry about it. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, I don't
So I really, I mean,
But I thought she was smashing on the
hold on.
Hulk.
When I say I don't give a shit, I mean that I don't give a shit about that kind of relationship. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're gay. Okay, fine.
And here's the other thing too. Again, she kicked fucking ass in Ragnarok.
Yeah,
yeah,
she was
she
one of
did.
the best new characters we'd seen come into the MCU
But we-
out
Hey,
of nowhere.
But we already
She
know-
kicked ass in Endgame.
But folks are gonna they're gonna focus on the fact that she's gay, and they're gonna pull a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Like any of that shit matters in your fucking life. Listen, if you have a problem with gay folks and you have a problem with that shit in a movie, don't fucking watch it.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and complain about it. No,
But-
nobody's complaining about your shitty sex life.
And
You know what I
Don't
mean?
don't give them your money if you don't.
And it's been in Marvel for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just don't read comics because
Yeah.
Iceman been sucking dick for a long fucking time.
Yeah. And Thor,
blew my mind.
nobody's bitching about Valkyrie switching races either. Because in the comics, she's white.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Everyone else has been silent about that. But they're all bitching about,
They were more upset with Heimdall,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
who nobody gave a fucking shit about. Let's be real.
They were pissed about Heimdall.
Yeah.
I forgot about that shit.
All right.
What's
so,
next?
moving on. This is one I can talk a little bit more in depth about because there was shit that I saw that nobody else saw that I can talk about now.
Okay.
So Black Widow came out next, and honestly, so David Arbor's in the movie, which I didn't know.
Okay.
He's gonna be in it. Obviously, the rest of the cast is gonna be in there too. I forget there was a black dude in there. I forget the guy's name. The Black Widow has like a quote unquote sister that's in it. She's pretty hot.
Okay.
So, and I got to see.
Rachel Weisz?
No, Rachel Weisz is in it too. Yes.
Yeah, she's
Ooh.
bad.
Which is pretty cool. So you know what's funny? Because like literally 2 weeks before San Diego Comic Con, I was watching something, and Rachel Weisz was in it, and I was like, "What the fuck is she up to?" I remember her being hot as fuck back in the day.
She was
a decent
from The
actor.
Mummy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Mummy. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
"What's she up to now?" Well, she's in fucking Black Widow. All
Nice.
right, so. And so I got to see shit that none of y'all got to see. You will never see it online because they will pull your shit quick as fuck if somebody recorded it, which is funny. Okay, it's kind of a weird sort of a segue before I talk about what I want to talk about.
Or
But
caveat.
yeah,
There you go.
so as we're in the press pit, like they make sure that everybody in the audience knows that do not record any of the video portions of this panel. So like literally everybody in the press pit is just like has their camera and their phone at the ready until the lights come up, because the lights go down when
Yeah.
the video plays, and when lights come up, everybody's phones or cameras go whoop. And we all try to get like at least a photo of like the the card
Yeah.
of the title, right?
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. But you won't find what I saw online because Marvel's gonna fucking sue the shit out of somebody. So I got to see footage of the Black Widow, and I will be 100% honest with you. I was not interested in the movie.
Yeah,
before I saw this trailer.
You've been pretty adamant on this
Yeah.
podcast saying like Black Widow movie that's gonna do shit. I mean, I didn't think it would do shit.
That sounds like
This is
the Oathbreaker.
No,
but-
I probably talked some shit too.
Oh, okay.
But
I think
I was totally wrong. This is gonna go. This is gonna go down in history as another BTI Wonder Woman moment.
yeah.
Where we talk shit about Wonder Woman and we're like, fuck that shit. Oh, they're gonna make her fucking weak. Blah blah blah. Black Widow. The shit that I saw was fucking dope, like heroin.
It's like action, like fight scenes, or just
Yes,
like
they
okay.
the first thing they showed was a fucking. So they're going back to Budapest. They're gonna explain what happened in Budapest.
Okay.
And so the first thing they show is like her and her quote unquote sister getting into this fucking Jason Bourne John Wick fight,
Nice.
and it was fucking insane.
No,
Like,
damn.
It starts out with guns, ends with knives, fucking hand to hand. They're choking each other with fucking sheets and shit. It's fucking crazy.
Is Clint there?
That's my girl.
It's Clint. I gotta remember. I don't think so.
In this in
In the
what you saw?
trailer,
In what
no,
you saw?
not that I can remember.
Okay.
But then they also kind of fast forward into like a different scene where she's fighting. I don't know who the fuck this character is because I don't know that many Black Widow villains. I didn't think she had many or any at all. But there was this villain that they had. This chick had basically a smaller Captain America shield and like this full body armor and like this crazy fucking helmet with a hoodie on. And she was getting down with Black Widow. Like they were fucking. Black Widow was trying to shoot her and she used the fucking shield to block that shit. And they got into this crazy fight on a bridge I was breaking down. And it looked really fucking good. Like those two scenes alone have me on board with watching the movie. It looks like almost like a Jason Bourne type movie. I think that they shut me up so far. Seriously, it looked really good. And I hope in a couple of months, because they're only 30 days into filming.
Oh damn, they already got that shit going already.
Yeah, 30 days
Damn.
filming the show.
When does it drop?
I don't know.
Like
yet.
May 1st, 2020.
Oh, is it?
Or
Yeah,
May
yeah.
7th,
May 1st.
2020.
May 1st.
Okay.
And they announced that not the Moonlight Rider.
Oh, Taskmaster?
Taskmaster's gonna be in it. I said Moonlight Rider.
The person I saw, if
It's a
it was
female, though.
if it was Taskmaster,
Nah, I
it
don't
was
think-
female, and it was like the wrong. It definitely wasn't a skull mask.
No, I think that I know. Like from the things I've seen, is that it's somebody she went to school with. It's somebody who
okay.
was one of the girls who were in her
Red something.
yeah,
The red
in the
room.
red camp.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it might be one of the like early, like a later iteration from Peggy Carter's series Masquerade.
That's not what it was. That's not
Masquerade had a mask, and she kind of has like a veil, which could be
Yeah.
a hoodie, because Masquerade has that, and
think
Peggy Carter fights her, and I think this might be a later version of that.
I think it was
that's just
Rachel
speculation
Weisz.
for now.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
Rachel
it could
Weisz's
be.
character, but I don't really fucking know because they didn't tell us. But like I said, the trailer was dope. Oh, I forgot to.
That's
I'm gonna rewind a
Taskmaster.
little bit. The person, or I'm sorry, The Boys season 2 is already in production and it's halfway
Nice.
done.
Nice.
I forgot to say
They're
that
confident
earlier.
with that
Yeah,
shit.
they're-
Yeah. Oh,
trust
shit.
me,
They've earned it.
they've definitely earned it. Yeah.
God damn it.
And then the last thing that they announced was fucking Blade.
God damn it.
Mahershala Ali is gonna play Blade, and people are kind of butthurt about it. They're saying needs to be the martial artist, blah blah blah. Listen, motherfucker, literally nobody in the MCU had any sort of fucking martial arts background. None of them are badasses. They all have what's called choreographers and people that show them how to fight.
Stuntmen.
Yeah, and also stuntmen. Yeah, if you're not fucking Tom Cruise, you have stuntmen, and you can still learn. You know what I mean? He's not that fucking old. He's in his like 40s or some shit.
Yeah, like early 40s.
2-time Academy Award winner.
Oh,
He
yeah.
is a serious
Almost.
actor.
Is he back-to-back winner?
Either that or there was a gap year in between.
Yeah.
Was he in Luke Cage?
Yes, he was.
Yes,
He
he
was
was.
Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth, that's what I thought.
So a lot of people are saying that this casting kills off the Netflix MCU spin-offs.
The
whatever.
character was already dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One of the characters already dead, and apparently a lot of people forgot that Alfre Woodard played two characters in the MCU. She's first in Civil War as the mom who lost his son, who tells Tony Stark, who sets off his spark to do registration, and then she also plays Black Mariah. a very
True.
prominent character in Luke Cage.
Listen,
So
I'm honestly offended that somebody was like, everybody before this was like, yo, we need another Blade. And all of a sudden they announced Marshall Ali, and they're like, oh, I don't know. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yep.
Seriously, like, what the fuck?
He's an awesome actor.
They're
Yeah.
chanting for Wesley Snipes. I mean, look, Wesley Snipes is
go.
great, but he's like what 60?
He's still in
Maybe?
good shape, but still,
Yeah,
I don't mind that he's not in it.
We're talking about someone that needs to be in the MCU for probably a decade again, and that's probably not going to work for Wesley.
I like this casting. I like this a whole
Oh,
lot.
yeah,
I
I do
think
too.
I think he fits quite well. I think he's going to knock it out of the fucking park. I think he's going to be dedicated to it. And this does not mean that Wesley can't possibly be part of the Blade universe.
He could
could
be
be,
He could be
yeah.
Whistler.
It's multiverses out there now.
Yeah.
A
So.
lot with this.
I mean, yeah, with their Doctor Strange, they could have Wesley show up just in uniform, just to say that he's Blade, real quick, in and out.
I read something about I guess people caught on to Wesley's past with Halle Berry in terms of like the reason why she's deaf in like one ear is because of a domestic violence issue that
I didn't know they dated.
I didn't know they dated.
I know
Yeah,
that
I like-
he smashed. What?
yeah, I like looked it up and like Halle Berry supposedly said like he ruptured because she's like partially deaf in like one of
Oh,
her ears
shit.
and shit like that.
That'd be real
I
foul.
was like, I didn't hear anything about that, and I actually Googled. I was like, Wesley Snipes, and
Hold
like
on.
she.
Neither did she.
Oh,
Haha.
damn.
That's why she got those dogs in John Wick.
They're hearing dogs.
So you Googled it and it seemed legit? Is what you found?
From what I saw multiple links to it and everything, where she actually said it was him because everyone knew about like her relationship with David Justice.
Yeah.
Well, he
and
had
everything.
he had a crazy like coke bender for a long time. He was like,
problems.
I think it was Blade 2 or 3 where he's coked up the whole time. This is like multiple.
I don't know
accounts.
what year this took place or whatever. I mean, it's back in the day.
I'll just say this, and I'm not defending. If he did that, I'm not defending what he did. However, let's be perfectly fucking real. The fucking face of the MCU, Robert Downey Jr., had a lot of legal problems.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
Hey,
dude,
you
was
know,
in, the dude was in jail.
He was
I
in
mean, come
jail.
on.
He was in jail for a good year.
yeah. So
A good year.
with lots of felonies, lots of second and third and fifth chances. I believe
But was
that
it- his stuff was
Wesley
like-
could still be in the MCU, not as the lead of Blade, but something.
His
Hey,
stuff
shit.
was like mainly like drinking drugs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And tax evasion.
DUI and a whole bunch of
other
stuff.
I mean, shit, look at James Gunn. I mean, he said some crazy pedophilic shit.
Like
got
10 years
fired
ago,
and then
yeah.
rehired.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess because there's no Guardians 3 stuff announced or whatnot, people were like tweeting at James Gunn, and he's like, "Hey, I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but Guardians 3 is happening. But first is Suicide Squad 2, which I'm working on now."
Sorry. So they also talked about other movies that I guess nobody else picked up on. They confirmed Fantastic Four,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
and
That was huge.
they confirmed Mutants.
Yep.
So
Huge.
What's cool about them having Blade in the MCU is that we might get, because I know there's been rumors and stuff about there being a Morpheus movie, which is one of
Oh.
Spider-Man's villains.
So that's a Sony film, though.
Yeah, but I think they can figure out how to tie it in. But then also that makes, Spider-Man's going to have, like, maybe Blade might show up in there when he's, like, trying to kill off Morpheus or whatever storyline to go with Morpheus. It's fucking dope. But, yeah, I really hope they kind of do some kind of spin with that. You know what I mean?
if y'all are real MCU fans, there would be no MCU without Blade.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Nothing.
They're probably...
True rated R horror Marvel movies.
And Blade better be rated R.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It needs to be violent. It needs to go there.
That'll be a problem if it's not.
Yeah, it'd be a
I
problem.
mean, I think y'all already know deep down already it's going to be a hard PG-13.
It better not be. There's no such thing as hard PG-13.
Folks ain't going for that.
No.
I'm gonna tell you that
I mean,
right now.
Disney they've make so much money. They can afford to take a hit on a chance on a rated R movie. They could at least get Deadpool money.
I don't even
mean,
think it's
yeah.
a chance anymore. Yeah, Deadpool
yeah,
made
it's not a
money.
chance.
I mean-
Logan made good ass money.
Yeah.
So there was rumors that Black Widow might be rated R.
I wouldn't
For
be surprised.
I hope so.
I could see that still being a PG-13. But we'll
I
see.
do too, but there's, I mean, you never know. We could be surprised.
I didn't see the trailer.
But I mean, Blade, I mean, you can get away with shit in PG-13. It just
no.
won't be as
No.
much blood.
Nope. I don't want it.
Look, I'm very much down for this Fantastic Four and X-Men washing the taste out of some of these whack ass Fox adaptations out of my mouth.
I won't be
yeah.
surprised. So here's some food for thought. I was thinking that using Shang-Chi, because I don't know that character very much, but I know about the Makluan rings. I won't be surprised if one of the rings is in Atlantis, because there's supposed to be 10 rings. 5 rings gives you power.
Yeah, if they had Namor and then they could bring in the fucking Black Panther, that would be like probably Black Panther 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that could lead to Secret Wars with like that whole fucking war
You can do
between
anything.
Wakanda and Atlantis.
I won't be surprised if like the after credit scene in Shang-Chi is like Atlantis, where there's a ring in there.
And even though obviously the rest of us weren't at Comic-Con, these announcements sucked all the air out of the internet.
Oh, yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is all anybody was fucking talking about all over the fucking world.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Feige showed up himself. Even though it's moderated by Jessica Chobot, Feige came with some shit for your ass.
Marvel, Disney can do R-rated stuff with Marvel because
Well, they can do R-rated stuff. Well,
because
release it under 20th Century Fox.
No, because they have like other studios that are part of Disney and they release R-rated movies. So
yeah, like Fox.
yeah, so Marvel they could do something. Yeah, so they have like Miramax and Dimension Films. What else do they have?
They have
Tombstone Pictures.
So technically, Marvel films are released under Buena Vista Studios, which is a Disney studio,
Okay.
which they've done R-rated films
They
back
got
in
it.
the day.
Blades definitely have to be R-rated, and I want to say Black Widow should be R-rated because we just want to see fucking like violence and shit. We don't need like watered down shit.
Let's get in there.
I don't mind with the Black Widow because I mean, if it's a lot of gunplay and violence, that's fine. But if you're doing vampires,
Can you imagine if
and
John Wick
blood-
was it R-rated? Is John Wick R-rated?
Yeah, of course.
John Wick's
Like-
R-rated.
Well, John Wick is definitely R-rated.
John Wick is overtly violent.
Yeah, but I mean,
That shit is rated G for guns.
we saw for Winter Soldier 2, those were epic fight scenes and
Yeah.
gun battles and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and we weren't just like, oh, that was bullshit. I didn't see the bullet penetrating the dude's skull and shit.
Yeah,
like
a lot
that.
of people
we were
die.
fine with that.
Yeah, you got to remember, a lot of like no-name people die in Marvel films, especially Winter Soldier, Civil War. A lot of people got blown up in the first like half hour in fucking Civil War.
Yeah, but there's no blood though.
Yeah,
That's
vampires,
Yeah.
blood, people getting their necks ripped off, and stakes through hearts. You can't just fucking
No, you got to go into a fucking club and it's got to fucking rain blood.
So
can't avoid that.
speaking of Blade, have y'all read the recent Blade and Wolverine comic?
No.
It was a one shot. It's actually really good. So I don't know what the fuck Marvel's thinking, but they've been like dick teasing Blade like for the past like 3 fucking years. He's
Yep.
been in a bunch of comics.
Yep.
But he needs to have his own comic. He still doesn't have his own comic.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? He's been in like the Avengers. He's been helping out a whole bunch of other team characters. He's helped out Riri Williams. All these other people. He's got his comic with Wolverine now. It's a one shot, but it's like, why aren't we releasing a new Blade comic?
Yeah. No,
They
we
should
need it.
now with the lead up to the movie, but it's just like it's a long time coming. I think people forgot about Blade.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would even be down for a gritty animated series too at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point.
Wait,
Yeah.
didn't they have that at one point?
Yeah.
Way
Yeah.
back?
Yeah. I'd like a reboot of that.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not? So Marvel fucking kicked all kind of ass on this shit, man.
Yeah, they brought it. I mean, because Warner Brothers left the vacuum and Marvel said, "Oh, we'll take that."
Yeah, they did a really great job, and like being where I was in the room was fucking insane. Like that was probably one of the highlights of the whole con for me, was being there. Old Ninja, you were at a different panel when I was at the Marvel panel.
Was I?
Were you? Or were
No,
you
I was on the floor. That's why I met.
Oh.
After I met Jason and them, I saw like a bunch of different stuff that we didn't have time to. Were on the floor because the floor. If you watch the
It's
video,
insane.
the floor was fucking packed, like dick to butt, ass to ass. It was fucking like
Human
there's-
centipede up
They
in them.
they literally need people in the con to direct people traffic.
Like there should literally be a fucking traffic signal in the middle of the fucking walkways.
Not middle, like every intersection.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like motherfuckers would just walk and bump into each other's, and they have like lines for different panels that are like in the middle, and they have
Yeah.
like breaks in between. It's so like
So,
really organized.
For me to get that fucking video, it was fucking retarded because I went to like a corner, like the back, like right corner of the whole con. There wasn't many folks there, so I was trying to bust out my DJ Osmo so I can like get the video, get ready, and I had to put the shit together because it comes in pieces. And so I'm getting everything together, and I'm like halfway done, and this lady was like, "Oh, you can't sit here in the middle of the con." I was like, "Well, first of all, I'm not fucking sitting. Like I'm kneeling down, trying to put the shit together, and I'm pressed, bitch. And like I'm trying to get press footage for your convention." And she was like, "Oh, you're blocking." And I'm like, "I'm not blocking anybody."
That's Mitch Hedberg's best line is, if you got legs and you're standing by a fire exit, you're not blocking the fire exit.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, I'm not gonna try to argue with this fucking person. So I just went up to the press room and then fucking put all my shit together. But it's like super annoying. It's like, I mean, it was packed, but I was in a spot that was like literally wasn't that full. Like I was, nobody was, space. I wasn't blocking anybody's path, you know. And I'm trying to like get footage for your event.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's kind of crazy. What I did see was I went back because the Star Wars. aka Lucasfilm had like a pavilion, so it was multiple little like kiosks back to back in this one little area, and by their like logo, they had Cameron Monaghan, the actor who's gonna be in the new Star Wars game. He's also on Shameless and on Gotham. Nice. And he was just there with a cosplayer as Darth Vader. I'm assuming under Lucasfilm's payroll. But they were doing a photo op right there. I got a picture of him there. It's on our Facebook page. You can check it out there. But it was just random that it's just standing there. I mean, I know that there are stars all over the panel. Some were in cosplay so they can be obscured or whatnot. But there was what was weird to me. There was a lot of WWE like wrestlers there. They had like there was a panel for them, as well as some of the stars were there.
Wrestling's fucking huge, man.
Oh, I know it's huge, but I haven't seen them at the con before. Not at this level. So they had like a signing booth for the stars, and it was weird because Billy D. Williams was with them. So I managed to get a picture of Billy D. over there. Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay. But I was on the floor there. I also got to try out they ported Resident Evil 5 and 6 to the Switch.
Switch. You said
Switch. I meant Switch, sorry. Try to hold this in. But yeah, I'm playing the Switch. So I managed to check it out. The controls are still fucked up, but the AI is better, which is weird.
That sounds worse. The controls are still shit, but the AI is better.
At least for part 5. I didn't play part 6.
What he just said is literally why I don't fucking play Resident Evil.
Yeah,
well, but they have fixed it. They've completely fixed that.
Sure. No.
No. Resident Evil Part 2.
That's yeah. Part 2 is totally different.
And 7. Those had nothing left.
I own 7. Haven't played it. And then they had a big ass line because the game dropped when we were at Comic-Con, which was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. So they had like a bunch of kiosks where you can sit and play, but the line was like 45 minutes. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to wait on this line to play.
You said you were picking this one up. Did you pick it up?
He needed a Switch.
Not yet. I've heard like back and forth stuff about Marvel Ultimate, but I'm still undecided on the fence.
So not yet.
I don't know if it's like a handheld console buyer for me.
Yeah, so I read some things as well about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, but you know what's funny is that I watched the IGN reviews and they didn't say anything about the technical problems. Which I know some folks did.
You say tentacle problems?
Technical problems.
Oh, okay.
Technical problems. So I'm gonna get it, and I'll let you know, I guess, next week.
Okay.
I was gonna play it when I was down there, but I didn't have time.
Yeah. Also, so after all the Hall H madness, we actually met up with some fellow podcasters. We met up with Gian from Daniel and Gian Talk Shit. There was a BioWare panel because they released new content for the Old Republic. So they had like a meet and greet it was like
an old-ass game. Damn, really?
Yeah, it's an old-ass game with new content coming out this month.
It wasn't just a panel. They had a Star Wars cantina.
Yeah, they had a cantina. It was a meet and greet with, was it open bar or no? No, it was not open bar.
Go up there.
No, it was not open bar, but they had a bar, and you can meet with some of the developers of the game, and they gave away some free swag and shit. They gave away some pretty cool shirts and shit, and they're limited, which is fucked up. Because if you're the first 100 people, you got a shirt. Other than that, you're fucked.
Wait, Cross, did you also run into a fan of the show while you were down there? The person that gives the greatest hugs of all time?
Yes, I did.
Homesteader.
I ran into Ella Darling again, which is pretty cool. So as I was waiting for the Marvel panel to start, so I can get in there, I ran into Ella Darling, which is funny because I told her that we were going to be there and all this stuff, and then like I was like, oh, we should do a podcast if I see her at a bar again, like a random bar. And so I didn't see her at a random bar, which is where I normally see her. I saw her waiting in line, and she was cool as fuck. She's supposed to come back on the podcast.
Nice.
Because she has new stuff going on. I think she stepped down for being
CEO or some shit.
No, it wasn't a CEO. It was chief something.
Oh, chief
of some company. So
Chief Titty.
Oh,
I don't
damn.
know.
she was she's always fucking cool. So
Yeah, but
she does give really good hugs.
when we saw Gion, he was already fucking toasted.
Yeah.
He's
Party.
already
Pretty
lit.
wasted.
Yeah, he's pretty
Fucking party.
I mean, he was
tired.
drunk, but he wasn't wasted. He wasn't wasted until we got to the hotel, to the BioWare like Old Republic after party thing.
Let's be fair though. He wasn't being obnoxious or anything.
No, he was just.
he was tired and
Feeling himself.
yeah.
He's having a good time.
Oh yeah, he was definitely having a good time. It's just funny because he passed out.
Yeah, he
hotel
did.
lobby.
And there are pictures that you will not see on anything except for my personal social media. So
Good shit.
Mhm.
Fucking hilarious.
Man, sometimes when you're fucking tired, I mean, your body just is like, I'm done.
It's a lot of walking, a lot of heat.
and I got to meet
was
another
kinda
one of Prodigy's old friends from Fremont, Mark.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
people.
It's a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good dude. He's a good guy though.
He was a good guy.
He's always attending the cons.
Yeah.
This is Saturday closing it out. Was there any other panels?
No, because that was it. After Hall H, I think Marvel was kind of enough. There was Kevin Smith. I was trying to go, but then like Cronus was like, no, it's already 2-packed. You're not getting in. So that's when we left to go meet it with Gion, and then we met with him, went to the bar and whatnot. And we left literally the next morning, like super early.
Sunday morning.
So
Well,
yeah,
not super. I mean, we left early, but not super early.
it was pretty early.
We didn't leave at fucking 3:15 a.m. or
Oh, no.
4 a.m. You know.
Sounds like I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like maybe The Witcher and Marvel was some of the highlights. What was the
actually
best
the-
thing you
the
experienced?
The boys red
Boys.
carpet,
Yeah.
and definitely for me, like The Witcher stood out for me because that was like definitely interesting. And I haven't played the games or read the books, but it got me interested. Dark Crystal, huge fan. But there's a bunch of stuff that we didn't get to see that I'm still interested in, like Terminator and Jay and Silent Bob because Kevin Smith was there. Top Gun, of course.
I know there was trailers released for the next season of Arrowverse or the CW verse. that we got to see.
So there was a meet and greet with them inside the fucking exhibit panel, and there were so many fucking people there. It was fucking crazy.
I heard something.
Of course you did.
I heard some shit. I heard your girl from Batwoman was a no-show.
Yeah, she bitched out like
Who?
last minute. I mean, that's
Ruby-
not my
Ruby
girl.
Rose? That's Ruby Rose?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruby Rose. She bitched out last minute because she said she had to do some pickup shots and couldn't make it.
Okay.
Some pickup
Um,
shots.
Pickup shots. Yeah, which you have to go back and reshoot stuff
Why are
to
you
fill
saying
in.
she bitched out?
I didn't say she bitched out.
You literally just said that.
I think
No,
that was
I
me.
didn't.
That was me.
Was it you?
Yeah, because
Oh,
a lot
it
of
was you.
people. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
me. Because a lot of people expect her to be there.
Like, I'm sitting right here.
Why would
there's-
why would you say that?
Because
though?
there's a lot of heat. A lot of people want her to answer about what was going on with the promo for Batwoman.
Yeah,
How
but-
she basically kind of shits on Batman a little bit.
you
But I
can't
mean,
say-
that's not on her. I realize that.
Yeah, but you can't say she bitches out if
I mean,
she had legit shit. I mean, she had to make. She gets paid to act,
she does.
so yeah. If she has to go do some other action shit, then
I mean,
She
she's
could-
not the only one. There's a Game of Thrones panel, and David Benioff and DB Weiss, they bombed out last minute too.
if somebody doesn't show up, I mean, it's not that these people have they have lives and other people they have to.
Other work.
Yeah, it's just like if they don't show up, I don't think it's negative. I mean, they're trying to do their own thing and make that money. Unless they have some. There's very few scenarios where I can think of where it's like them not showing up would be like a total negative. It's just like, dude, they have some other shit going on. They're just fucking people.
They're
You know what I
definitely.
mean?
I agree with you. They're definitely people. I'll put it to you like this: so for the HBO Game of Thrones, the show is completely concluded, and we've seen the last episode. This one you're trying to promote because it hasn't been released yet. So there is a certain oddness to her not being there.
If she had to go back for reshoots, like as he just mentioned,
Yeah.
then
Was she tweeted out? She apologized, made a video on Instagram.
That's cool.
so then
Why
she
she couldn't be
definitely
there.
didn't bitch out. She had worked. She had shit that she got paid to do, to be there for. I don't think she gets paid to go to Comic-Con.
Wasn't it
Or
announced?
at least not as much.
No, probably not.
Didn't they announce or at least they showed like I'm not sure if they showed the trailer or actually have the movie there, the whole Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans.
There was
already.
There was a
But I
panel.
think they aired it there though. Like I think what's his name? From DZA, Victor. I think
he went?
I think he went to go watch it with his daughter.
Yeah, they had
His daughter wasn't there.
They might have. They also
His daughter
showed.
was there the day after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they showed Batman Hush there as well, which we
God.
didn't see, but it was a late showing as well. It was like at 10 at night. So we were at like a different event at that time. So also HBO's The Watchmen, the TV series, they dropped that. We didn't go to their panel either, but I'm interested in seeing that.
That was
That
real
trailer looks
interesting.
dope.
Yeah, because it has what's her name? Regina.
Oh, Regina King.
Yeah, she's in it.
Yeah, and then they teased Dr. Manhattan in the trailer.
They got to get that look right. If Dr. Manhattan looks right, I'm down for this.
What, you talking about his dick dangling?
Just his
You wanna see
blue,
his-
Blue
you wanna see
balls.
his dick again?
blueness I need to
So
see.
you want to
Blue-
see his blue dick again?
Nah,
Blue dick
All right.
and blue
Shining
balls.
blueness.
All glistening and shit, huh?
If you want to see a blue dick, I mean I can. Just,
Oh, man.
Damn it.
Prodigy loves the blue cocks. I'm just saying.
There's just a bunch of crazy shit there. Like there's a Adult Swim area, which was different for me because normally behind the convention center there's not a whole lot going on.
oh, where the boats are. And
yeah,
stuff?
where the boats are and shit, but Adult Swim took over this lot.
Yeah.
Where there was a shit ton. It was like a carnival,
Hold
but
the
it was
fuck
all Adult Swim themed.
There was
Rick and
also-
Morty shit.
There was also two boats that were. One was by Warner Media. The other one was by somebody else.
Oh,
IMDb.
IMDb.
Yeah.
And then there's this other boat. I don't know who the fuck owned this shit, but this motherfucker had fuck you money.
Yeah.
This dude had a fucking yacht that had a fucking helicopter docked on it.
Yep.
I was like, I'm pretty sure he's got a boat on there and probably a fucking snowmobile. This
Yeah.
motherfucker could go anywhere on Earth
Yeah.
and be all right.
This
I was
was
like,
li-
God damn.
This is literally the zombie apocalypse fucking yacht.
For real.
Well, you could survive on water. And if you needed to get on land, use a helicopter. I'm pretty sure there was a garage in this fucking
That
yacht.
had to have been. He had a fucking helicopter.
Yeah, I mean, it was insane looking.
Just chilling like it was supposed to be there. Like, what the fuck?
Flexing on.
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
that back part of the convention center where all the boats and shit are is fucking insane because a lot of like IMDb will have fucking like interviews and like have it on a giant screen like above it so people can like watch it on the outside. But if you're like walking that path and like a celebrity's about to cross, they close off that whole section until they fucking get to the IMDb
Oh,
boat.
yeah. That seemed like legit.
You know what's crazy? Though, some of these, some of the booths that were there, like the DC booth especially, was fucking gigantic.
Yeah.
It was 2 stories tall. In the top, they were giving interviews
Interviews,
like, basically
yeah.
all day.
Yeah, and they're doing on Saturday. You could meet the cast of each Arrowverse show, and then do like a mini meet and greet. Basically, the meet and greet is you go in, you shake hands, they sign something for you, then they push you along. Because there were so many fucking people. Like, we literally had to avert the crowd to go around them.
Yeah.
Because there were so many fucking people just to get up there.
Yeah, that's really dumb for them to have like the signing stuff inside the convention center like that. They should have like another area for that because walking that floor is almost fucking impossible.
They're out of room, man. They've thought about expanding the convention center
true.
really for Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
That's
it's
super expensive,
It's,
though.
it's
super
huge.
crazy.
Yeah, if you watch my video, it literally takes. I mean, I sped up the video, but it basically takes roughly 10 to 15 minutes to walk across the entire floor.
Yeah, I
And-
think
Like
and-
that's just the main floor.
Well, hold on.
and that's just from one
and-
direction.
And that's in the least trafficked area because it's
Yeah.
near the, even though it's near the bathrooms and the food court, because nobody's really fucking with the food because it's ridiculously, it's like $5 for fucking water.
Yeah.
But like, there's just stuff
and
that's
you're next
not.
to the gas lamp. So it's
Yeah. So, but then like, if you're in the middle where all the fucking craziness is, you're looking at like a 30 to 40-minute walk from end to end.
So, Cronus, since this was your first Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, what was your overall rating of the experience?
I mean, honestly, it was mixed because the first night was kind of shit, and I didn't like the way they did certain things at the con. But overall, I'll probably give it like a solid 8.5. Only because like this some of the shit was just so disorganized.
Yeah.
It kind of pissed me off. You know what I mean? And it was like it almost seemed like it was too packed. Like they sold too many fucking tickets.
Yes.
There's like times where you're trying to go, like going through the middle of the main floor. It was difficult for me to do because I don't like people invading like my space. And there's like no way you can not have somebody touch you or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just there was too many fucking people in that fucking space.
Yeah, that was kind of my complaint last year was that there's just way too many. Like, for me, like taking pictures of cosplayers and stuff like that, it's fucking impossible,
that's
basically.
impossible,
Yeah, because there's no area where you can take pictures, and even if you go outside of the con, there's no room because
Well,
there's so much fucking events going on outside of the thing too.
Yeah, and this year they shut down the stairs that are outside the con.
Oh yeah.
So it's like you can't even take pictures on the stairs anymore. So it's like, dude, what the fuck? That's why you don't see that many cosplay pictures because there was literally.
And plus, it's so fucking hot.
Yeah, it was
At least when we went.
It was weird. Like some spots were fucking super hot, but when you got closer to the water, there was a breeze. So it was fucking cool. It was just fucking weird.
All right. And Old Ninja had been obviously two.
Yeah,
or
I've
three
been.
times.
I've been twice. I've been with you twice.
Yeah.
So the second time I didn't have a pass. So that's how I know.
Ghosting.
Yeah, that's how I know the events outside were dope. Because that's where I spent most of my time doing the free shit.
Yeah, I kind of thought about going with you guys just to go out onto the
could've.
thingy.
You could have.
So maybe next year.
It would have fucking helped out for sure. You would have covered a lot of stuff. You would have seen celebrities just roaming around.
Well, apparently in the chat room we have a contact on how to get other stuff. So,
Ooh,
There you go.
the plugs.
Yeah, make sure you
somebody
slide in them
works
DMs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I feel like this con was actually not as big as the 2015 one when I first went with Prodigy and Mayhem. I mean, because like the FX area, if you remember where that was, in between the convention center and the hotel, it wasn't as big. There wasn't as much stuff there as last time. Like there was the shit that you almost freaked out on, the American Horror Story shit, because it had the clowns and you almost fucking pissed yourself.
Yeah, that was all bad.
Yeah, that area was smaller. I mean, there was stuff there, but not nearly as much as when we went. And Sony didn't represent this time. I did not. There, however,
Sony's never represented at any of the ones I've gone to.
no, they did when
Xbox.
when we went to. So we saw Xbox. They had that one spot
the
off
gaming
to the
area.
side. Across the way, technically exactly where we went to the Amazon Video Experience, Sony had they had the you don't remember this? They had the Call of Duty 3 booth. Not a booth, it was a fucking trailer. They had a
Okay.
trailer you can go in and play. It's not as big as the Xbox one, but they're still there representing. I didn't see either of them. Granted, there is one hotel we did not go into that may have also had some con shit, because there was a bunch of con goers going into that hotel. This could have been for panels, could have been for other shit. I don't know.
Coke and hookers.
Possibly. But also, when we went, Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony were there. They all represented. They all came hard. I barely saw them there this year. Also, like the access, like Kronos was saying, it felt more restrictive. Like before, the stairs had full of cosplayers just sitting out there, taking pictures, taking a break. They would not let people through that.
Well, I'm honestly not surprised about the gaming aspect because we're in the end of a gaming generation.
Yeah.
So them not coming to a Comic-Con. I mean, listen, Sony skipped E3
Yeah.
Sure did.
for a good reason.
So yeah, I mean they had what they did have was on the exhibit floor. They had a booth and they were giving away fucking pool floaties.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
a giant, like it was a giant controller floaty. I'm like, I guess. Xbox, I didn't see at all. So whatever.
I don't see it at all either because was it a console or?
Oh, god dang.
Let me get Stitch in here because he's been patient, just kind of listening. I know we're kind of we've done heavy, obviously San Diego Comic-Con
Deep.
on this cast.
Balls deep.
I know we all finished Stranger fucking Things. Do we have time? Do we want to go into that a little bit? Because
Yeah, I can.
I loved it.
I can.
That's on y'all. I'm ready
All
to
right,
go.
Stitch,
It's been like
why don't
14
you-
weeks.
Yeah, so everyone did watch
Everybody
and finish
finished.
it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. We sort of touched on it without giving away too many spoilers. And the
Spoiler
reason-
alert.
My voice is kind of shot and everything. That's why I've been kind of super quiet today. My voice has been outed.
Well,
whack or
You've been
whatever.
sucking dick?
Oh, damn.
So I enjoyed this season. It was really gory and violent. I mean that Mind Slayer thing was fucking
The Mind Flayer.
Mind Flayer was
Yeah.
fucking pretty nightmarish,
Yeah.
to say the least. That thing was very scary. I feel like I'm nitpicking about certain things that I might not have liked.
Go ahead.
Oh, let me pause you real quick. So we're talking about Stranger Things. One of the most seen cosplays there was the Ahoy cosplay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
basically,
Oh, yeah.
Steve and
Ice cream
Robin.
girl.
Yeah,
All,
Steve and Robin.
like
yeah.
every 30 feet,
Nice.
you'd see
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, I enjoyed those two characters. I thought she was really cool. I feel bad for Steve because he
You got fucked up.
gets
Yeah.
fucked over every time or whatever because she ends up not being down for the dick team.
She likes pussy.
Yeah, so it's kind of sucks for him because
I didn't see that coming for shit.
yeah, not me either. I wish that I can't think of the name. No Tooth Boy,
Dustin,
Dustin. I would have
God.
I was like, man, just get him back with the rest of the group. I was like, I was tired of him
Yeah.
being off with the Erica chick.
Well, that's
or
how it was.
whatever.
That's how it was last season too. Like he
Yep.
wasn't part of the group. He was like
He was
hanging out
Steve.
the older dude.
He was Steve the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah, but I
Most
was just
of the
like,
time.
I just wanted him to get back with the group because I was like, okay, where's he been? And he was over at summer camp and then with the girlfriend and stuff like that. I was like, all right, this is cool. But I kind of wanted him to spend time with the rest of the boys and stuff. I did not like the Erica chick. The Erica chick was annoying as
Which one was
fuck
that?
to me.
That's
Little girl.
The
Little
token
black girl.
black girl
Oh, yeah.
wow.
with
That's
all the
a-
sass and the fucking attitude.
That's Lucas's
Yeah.
we were just
little
gonna make her
sister.
extra over the top black.
Well, she's in she's in this like Kia commercial, and I fucking hate the commercial.
Oh,
so
the
much.
lemonade. She's in a lemonade commercial or some shit.
No, it's
or
not
no?
a lemonade commercial. It's like
I know what
a
you're talking about.
IKEA
Yeah,
patio
it-
furniture
yeah,
thing.
it
She's
is.
like,
I've
make
seen
way
it.
for the judge. I'm like, is that little bitch?
God damn, we're talking about 8-year-old girls.
Yeah.
All right? Holy fucking shit.
Damn.
She plays a really good little bitch.
Oh,
Damn.
shit.
I don't know, that little girl just rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, God.
Holy
Oh, my God.
I know, I'm going to hell, man.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion on little girls.
And,
Actually,
At least I'm not R. Kelly.
I liked you totally threw me off what I was gonna. Oh, I do think Hopper's alive.
yes,
Yeah, I do too.
I think so.
Yeah, I kind of
And-
was like, oh shit, he's gonna die. I enjoyed the Russian dude. That was I
man.
thought it was pretty
Alexei.
funny.
Wait, Alexei or a conspiracy?
Oh,
Bald Eagle.
Oh, he's not
Terminator?
Russian.
Terminator
the-
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Terminator.
there's a lot of Russians.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of them.
Terminator guy was hilarious because he was just fucking on
He was
his
fucking
on a
everybody
slow
up.
walk everywhere.
Yeah, he was dressed like Arnold. He walked like fucking Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He killed people like fucking Arnold. Oh, it was the
And
Terminator.
like the T-1000 one in Terminator 2 with the
oh
the
yeah,
cop
yeah,
one.
yeah.
He had those mannerisms
Yeah,
too.
Hopper's he's the worst fucking powerless cop ever, and he's supposed to be like the chief police.
What are you talking about? He saved everybody. He's fucking dad bod hero.
Yeah.
He's fucking
Dad bod
with,
hero.
with his revolver in his 80s, like
Yeah.
fucking pink.
absolutely ridiculous.
What is it?
3 inches.
Hopper PI. Like he had the Magnum PI shirt the whole time.
Sure did.
Couldn't get anybody on the phone. The mayor didn't fucking respect him.
No, but he fucking
well,
hemmed
yeah,
that mayor up though.
Yeah.
He's like,
eventually.
you gonna tell me who that fucking dude on the bike is?
You know it's Carrie Ellis, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
From Princess Bride
I forgot. Damn.
But I enjoyed it, and obviously there's
Robin
gonna
and
be.
Men in Tights.
and Saw.
It really wasn't until like later on after I finished the series that I realized that he was from Princess Bride.
Oh really?
Yeah, the mayor. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, that's him. Fuck, he didn't age right.
Oh damn.
It'll be interesting to see now that I guess 11's powers are on timeout.
You know, one
how
thing
that's gonna.
One thing I wish they would have did is brought in the other kids of
Yeah,
the group.
I was looking
Like,
for. I was
it
seeing
10 and 12 or
There's
some
like,
shit?
well, she's 11, and so we got to meet 8 last season. There's a prequel comic about number 6. So, I mean, I was looking forward to see other kids, but
Here's what got me. My boy Will has been fucking through it. For 2 goddamn seasons, he's been the host of fucking demon-ass alien shit, and now he's back. He's almost normal, except he gets the goosebumps when the Mind Flayer is around.
He
And
got fucking spider
all,
sense.
all my boy wants to do is play D&D with his homies.
yeah, but
And
it's
these motherfuckers like, nah, pussy. And he's like, come on, we need
yeah.
the fucking game.
This whole season
Awesome.
should be called Hoes Before Bros.
Yeah, man. I felt so bad and Will was like, man, my balls haven't dropped, and I want a fucking game. And they were
Yeah.
like, nah, dude, this pussy.
Yeah, they
They even fucking like tease him and shit like that. It's like just because you don't have a girlfriend or you're not into
Yeah.
girls,
No, you're not
something
into
like
girl.
that. Yeah.
And then he kept getting mad. He was like, he missed out on time because he got tentacle raped and he got basically kidnapped. And he just wants to get back to gaming, being in the fort.
back to how things used to be.
Yeah, go back to the way status quo because he missed out. Because they were playing and doing shit while he was missing.
Yeah.
They got to do that shit and he missed out. So he's like, why can't we game? Why can't we build our fort?
And then when he finally convinced him, oh, hey, we're going to actually play some D&D, them motherfuckers like, man, I can't get to wait to get back to my girl's pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Can't get
Smell
on
my-
the phone.
Smell my fingers and shit.
Yeah,
I was like,
pretty
Come
much.
on, man.
Yeah.
Just play the goddamn game with Will.
Hold on.
Mike should have got
A
punched
caveat-
the fuck out because the way he was talking to Hopper the one time when
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Car? He was like man to man.
Yeah.
I was like, what
You
the
gonna
fuck?
tell me about my girl?
Yeah.
I was like, damn, you're right.
Yeah, I was like, this boy is fucking. He ain't coming back.
Yeah.
But then also like so Mikey or is it Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Mike, yeah, he had it bad, but then also homeboy with the good hair had it bad too because he got his ass fucking kicked like left and right. Like last season he got his ass kicked, and this season he got
Steve Harrington.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Steve. I
Steve
mean,
Harrington is the best mom on fucking Stranger Things.
nah, Steve was trying to. Steve got tortured. He thought he found him a new bae. Turns out she don't play for his team.
So
and now he's
she
just
was
like,
kind of a dick tease with that though, because she was acting
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I was just a band girl, and I was sat behind you. I used
I
to
used to
smell
check
your
you
hair.
out. Yeah.
I've always wanted to suck you off." And she's like, "Hey, hold up. I don't play that way." I was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
I wasn't checking out you. I was checking out the other girl who was checking you out, and I wanted to find out
I was
why.
like,
she was,
what?
You better arch that back."
I was like, fuck. Steve can't catch a break because he got his
No.
ass beat last season. He got his ass
His
beat
ex
this.
Wheeler's still rolling around with the other weed
Oh yeah, she is.
in front of him.
Yeah, well, they didn't really see each other this season. And
Little bit,
a
though.
little bit last season. But
Man.
still, he
Yeah,
can't.
they actually did cross paths.
But
Barely.
you know
In
who
the-
else?
in the mall.
You know who else really fucking brought it this season? Goddamn Billy. Billy was a fucking beast on this motherfucking these
Yeah, he was.
episodes.
Yeah.
He was trying to bang a MILFs. He was out there lifeguarding. He was out there rolling through in the Firebird. Dude was and then alien possessed, and then at the end flexing on the
giant fucking-
Flaymaster.
yeah.
Like, you ain't gonna take fucking 11 from me. Billy was a beast.
And then he died.
Yeah,
But
then
no,
he got
then we-
fucked
What you gonna
over.
do? He ain't got magic powers. They ain't an X-Men.
I mean,
But he had like a fucking fucked up backstory, which
Yeah,
Yeah,
child
he did.
abuse.
yeah, child
Yeah.
abuse, fucking,
and
his
domestic
mom
violence
dying.
in
his
the
mom.
home.
His mom left his ass. Like
But
I
the-
thought his mom died. She left
Yeah,
him.
she left him.
with
She
the
was like,
abusive dad.
I'm out.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like,
But the thing
hold
And then the
on.
dad brought a new
Daughter
home
Yeah,
and,
it's like,
and was nicer to her.
Of course.
but that's the thing. They don't like touch on that part. It's like, okay, is this his like actual sister?
I think
Is it
it's
half
Steph. I
sister?
think it's
No,
Steph.
they told you that last season.
Yeah,
Okay, I
last
forgot
season.
that.
That's why he beat his dad, because he didn't want to go look for him, because he's like, she's not. He says to his dad, she's not my sister. And then his dad slaps the shit out of him
Yeah.
and says, you're going to go out there and find your sister.
Yeah, Billy had a lot.
And then he's
going
like,
on.
apologize to your mom. And she's like,
Yep.
she ain't my fucking mom.
Billy had that mullet and was rocking it out in terms of like just being an intimidatingly scary alien possessed demon motherfucker.
It sucks because, like, a lot of the town he recruited, and a lot of them are pretty much dead now, they fucking turned into goo.
Yep.
And fucking Voltroned up.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
all fucked up.
I'll
the
form an
horror,
elbow.
The horror was there.
Yo, yeah.
Like hardcore horror, and then the nostalgia was there when my
There
boy
was
Justin
so
started
much
doing
nostalgia.
the ballads on the motherfucking mic.
Yeah,
He was
I
talking
mean,
about never-ending story. I was like, hold
yeah.
up.
I did not see that shit coming.
I didn't see it.
at
I thought
all.
this dude was lying
I
about
was
his
so-
fake-ass girlfriend the whole
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
season.
Everyone
I did
did.
too.
Everyone roasted him about the girlfriend. They were like, everyone said she was fake. Everyone said he made it up just to fit in or whatnot. And then she came through clutch
She was
because
like,
she knew
Dustin
Planks.
Pooh.
She knew. She knew Planks constant would save them all. It was fucked up because Dustin knew that everyone was listening to their conversation.
Don't matter.
She didn't know, but he had to share an extremely private part of his relationship with everybody else. Like the look on Hopper's face when they're
what the
singing,
fuck?
he was just like, what the fuck? The world, pretty much the entire world, possibly the universe, hangs in the balance, and y'all are singing the theme song from Never Ending fucking Story.
loudly. How about though?
On key.
Yeah. How about my girl Nancy Wheeler rolling through with the shotty,
Yo, yeah, she had a
busting
shotty.
off shots on the motherfucking monster?
It was fucked up because they kept calling her like Nancy Drew and shit. I mean,
yeah.
But
yeah,
hold up. The shotty was bigger than her ass.
yeah, but
and
she still
outweighed her.
she still bucked it.
She weighs about 71 pounds soaking wet with boots on.
Yeah.
Wielding that shotty, doing reloading,
Jack action.
snapping it back. I was impressed. Wheeler, I didn't see that from Nancy
You didn't see
fucking
that from
Wheeler.
Nancy because she held the gun in season 1.
But this was the shotty. She went to town.
Yeah, so in season 1 she had a rifle.
She shot better than Hopper. Real talk.
Yeah.
Did she
She shot way better than Hopper.
Hopper's
But
one
she
of the
had
worst TV
hold on.
cops
She
I've
had
seen
a
in my
bigger
life.
target than Hopper
you
did.
going? Come on now.
Yeah, she kind of did though. And I mean,
Wait,
giant
she had
fucking
a way-
monster.
This
You
gun's
can't-
bigger than her. She's 70 pounds.
Hold
Hopper
on.
like 400 pounds.
Yeah.
This
Come on now.
monster was big enough to rip a hole in the fucking roof. How you gonna miss with a shotgun at that range? Come on.
But she's 18 years old. Give us
No,
give a girl
she's
some
out of
props.
high school now. She's
That's what I'm saying. She's 18, like she's a year out of high school.
She's like maybe 19. Either way,
Hey.
she ain't missing with that shotgun.
Give my
at that
girl
range.
Nancy some goddamn
Oh no,
props.
I give her props, but I mean you gotta give Hopper props. I mean he's shooting Russians,
Hopper's
trained
trash.
Russians.
Hopper's trash.
I mean he's fighting a Russian Terminator.
Hopper didn't even have the balls to go after Beetlejuice Bay.
He was shooting his shot. How many times?
he
How many
half-assed
times
that.
did he ask her out? He asked her out like 11
He
times.
tucked his fucking sack before he did that shit,
No,
man.
first he respected her boundaries.
Fuck
'cause
her boundaries.
She was still
He should have been clapping them cheeks.
She was still hurt over losing what's his name from the Goonies the previous season.
Don't
She
matter.
was still in fucking like
Barbara?
PTSD. No.
Bob or whatever.
Oh, what's the name?
She
Her
lost
boyfriend.
Sam Weisz. Sam
Look,
Weisz fucking
yeah.
died.
Hopper,
So Hopper gave her space,
Hopper
but
didn't
he
even-
still slid in her DMs.
Hopper
not
didn't
as much-
smell no pussy.
You see, this is
You
where
wanted
you
to,
keep
though.
saying that. He's not like you where you sliding in every 30 seconds in the
Man,
DM.
I
He did it
would
like once a
deep.
day. Putting the
She was
feelers
talking
out.
about moving out of town on his ass.
Yeah, he didn't
I
want her
would've
to
been like,
move.
Nah, you gonna slide up and down this
Yeah.
dick. That's
See,
what you gonna do.
Now that's
He
gonna be
tr-
my problem with season 4 because I think they probably it would have been good, and I'm scared for season 4 because I think it's not gonna be as good as the previous 3 because it's like okay. They're leaving town? Why the fuck would they ever come back to this fucking crazy ass?
There's gonna be-
so of a small.
there's
ass
gonna
Where
be
are
a
they
reason.
going, in fact?
I mean,
I'd go anywhere, but I ain't
Yeah.
never coming back.
I mean, if it's a chance to save Hopper, they'll come back.
Fuck that.
Whoa, so
Chalk it up to the game.
Well, apparently, yeah. Hopper's in Russia because like.
No. We don't know.
Yes.
We don't know if it's Hopper because it could be Dr. Brenner.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Because we were never shown how the Russians found out about Hawkins. It's very likely that Brenner ratted Hawkins out to them just to get out of the country or get some kind of deal with
shit
them.
like that happened. I'll be watching on CNN and be like, man, that sucks. What's going on in California?
Yeah.
I ain't never going back to Hawkins.
No, I'm saying Brenner probably left the States. He's probably in Russia. They probably used him and then locked
No, but
him up.
11's moved out. So is Mike and his.
Yeah, his family. Mike, no, not Mike. Will.
Will
and his family, and then they took basically care of 11. It's funny to me that they never call her Jane.
No.
That is her name,
Wants to
technically.
be called L or 11.
Yeah, they all need to fucking move out. Like, why would all right, Max, her stepbrother got fucking flayed by the fucking giant squid, and fucking so now. Fucking their family's in shambles, all because this crazy shit that's happened for 3 fucking back-to-back years.
Hold on, Max wasn't there for the first 2 years.
That's true.
But then you also
they-
gotta think
oh,
about
no.
First year.
They
She was
know.
there first year.
at least half the fucking town is fucking dead because they became
They
part of the
became-
fucking
yeah,
Slayers.
yeah,
Like,
they fucking transformed
They were
up.
talking about it on the news. They were like, "Oh,
No,
50-something deaths or whatever."
Yeah,
we
they
got
talked
to
about
go.
on the news, but they didn't say monsters. They said it's some fucking accident or some bullshit.
You got 50-something deaths in your fucking neighborhood. You staying?
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably 50 deaths every fucking month in my neighborhood. I don't even know.
Nah.
I don't know.
like the
Fuck
fucking
that.
malls all destroyed and shit. Like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm out.
The one
Yeah.
mall is gone.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
How they gonna-
Yeah, the mall's gone, but you can rebuild the mall, so fuck that.
Yeah, but a mall mysteriously fucking gets destroyed. Oh man, I'm fucking out.
I mean,
Wow.
it's not the mall didn't get completely destroyed. Only a couple stores. They got insurance. That shit will be
This
back.
motherfucker. I just love this fucking season. I've loved every season. This is a great show. And besides the Wonder Years, I can't think of anything that fills my heart with more 80s awesome nostalgia. You know, or nostalgia period, not just 80s.
I think this gives me way more nostalgia, especially the mall with like, because we were the first to grow up with those kind of malls. Like, after the strip mall became these fucking micro, whatever they call the fucking mall, the big mall,
Big market malls.
Yeah, those things. They brought back stores that we haven't seen in a while. Like a lot of stores disappeared. Like they brought back Sam Goody, even though there's still a hot dog and a stick because there's one at New Park. There's a hot dog and a stick. A lot of places lost theirs. They don't have theirs anymore. They had, what was it, fucking Orange Julius. Mm-hmm. It's hard to find one of that shit. They had like a bunch of other stores there.
Like
They also showed how the mall fucked up the small businesses.
Oh,
at
yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
really
but that was an actual thing back in the 80s, switching to the 90s.
So you know what's hilarious is that's happening right now with like Amazon and shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same complaints. And now Amazon is literally buying up malls.
Yeah, they're killing them all.
They have brick and mortar Amazon stores.
Yeah, but like Amazon buys up malls for like
Distribution.
warehouse space.
Yeah, the big ass.
Because they're all close to like major highways and shit.
Oh hell yeah!
It's funny. Somebody's in the chat room. They're called Via's Minds, and they're like, "Why are you guys live when people are sleeping?" Because this show is dank as fuck.
Yeah,
for adults only.
It depends. It depends. Yeah, it depends on where you are. We're in the West Coast, so a lot of people in the West Coast are still up.
West Coast of
RNH.
the United States.
But if
of
you're
America.
if you're on the East Coast, then you're probably just
You're
waking up.
probably just no, you're probably still asleep.
No, you're probably just waking up for your job. You gotta catch the fucking subway and
It's
shit.
like
Get
3,
there.
4 in the morning.
Right there.
Damn.
Only 3 hours.
Takes a long time to get to work.
God dang. I think this brought more nostalgia for me personally than Wonder Years.
Okay.
They brought it hard. I mean,
Well,
they
Wonder
brought
Years
back
came
the
out when I was
style.
younger, so
Huh?
I said Wonder Years came out when I was that age.
Oh,
One Year's was like late 70s.
Was it?
Early
Supposed to be in
it's
the 60s.
Oh yeah, it
Oh,
was
okay.
60s.
But when it came out, that was in the 80s, right?
Yeah, late 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, late 80s, early 90s lasted until. But this, I feel like Stranger Things captured the essence of the 80s extremely well.
Oh yeah.
Especially like the movies and shit that was there, the way the malls were springing up and the stores that came with it.
I guess funny how like a lot of stores are carrying like Stranger Things merchandise now. Like I think BMX has like a Stranger Thing bike that they're releasing that's
Nice.
like a throwback to their bike styles from the 80s and shit like that. It's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, it's bringing back a lot of shit that a lot of people going for.
These young actors, are going to have so many fucking opportunities. We already saw 11 in the this year's Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
And I was a little nervous that I wouldn't like her as much because I didn't like how they did her in Godzilla. That whole family.
Oh yeah, all the humans were fucking dumb.
Yeah, but in this again, 11 is awesome. I want to see her in more stuff. All the kids.
Yeah.
Will, Dustin.
I really hope they do have really. I mean, I know the kid who plays Mike, because he's in Carmen Sandiego. He's in It.
Yeah, he's it. He was.
yeah, it's in it.
So I mean, he's probably gonna take out too. He'll probably
Which
be
we got a new
major
trailer
star.
for it, which looks fucking
Oh, that's right.
crazy as fuck.
It had a panel at fucking Comic-Con. One of the like early panels was they dropped the trailer and shit, and they had the cast on.
I'd like to see like maybe Saturday Night Live do a skit where they have Millie Bobby Brown and Bobby Brown like talking to each other.
I don't want Bobby Brown anywhere near that young girl. That motherfucker needs to stay 50,000 feet away from her.
Yeah, it's kind
I'm
of
sorry. Bobby Brown.
We
I
got to
don't
keep Drake away from her too.
No, Drake is a motherfucker.
That's some shit right there.
All right, I know we didn't get to everything, but
We gotta wrap it up.
yeah, I was gonna say let's wrap it up for tonight, and then we'll certainly come back. We had to squeeze a lot in, you know.
San Diego Comic-Con had a bunch of fucking announcements this year, or this year.
Yeah, Stitch, what you got populating?
Just dealing with the pregnant misses and
that's right.
dealing with crazy just
Mood swings and
Yeah.
food cravings.
the freaking Roomba got stuck under the bed and she thought that someone broke into our house and stole the Roomba. I almost lost my fucking mind.
I heard if you punch them in the face, they calm the fuck down.
Oh, man.
That's true, right? I mean, you've had a pregnant.
No, I'm not touching it.
Oh shit! Other than that, still doing the mini boss thing, I guess, for Friday or whatever.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that still
yeah.
on? Okay.
Wait,
was that next?
I
Friday?
think that's next Friday.
Oh, My dates might be all fucked up.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Sure?
We'll figure it out.
Well, Zuck did something to me, so let me make sure.
Other than that, just playing Rainbow Six. We'll talk about that next week.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been fucking beasting on some Rainbow Six and posting some videos and stuff. That game is fun. And Division dropped some new content, and so Old Ninja and I will probably try to twitch out some of that playthrough.
All right, Blue, what you got?
Dude, fucking Kronos' keyboard is fucking tripping me out because I keep seeing
It's
it.
the visor.
Yeah,
Yeah, I keep seeing it from the corner of my eyes. I'm like, is there fucking smoke over there or some shit?
So I don't know if y'all can see this on the live stream, but I got a really cool mechanical keyboard with RGB elements on it, and so it actually it goes back and forth.
Yeah, I keep seeing it out of the corner of my eyes and it's fucking with me.
It's got Cherry MX switches, so they're mechanical, and it's nice. Like my oldest daughter was like, "You got a mechanical keyboard?" I was like, "Yeah, clickety clack."
Yeah, so this weekend, the Sweetness and I are actually going out of town. She's got like some kind of training thing to do in like Indianapolis or some shit. I think it's we're going. So she didn't want to go alone, so I'm flying out there too. So I'm gonna be out there next week. So I probably won't be on the cast next week actually.
You were the most travelingest couple without them kids. Like y'all just
great
going
without kids.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Life's
it's
great.
easy to travel.
But
with
no,
that
so
kid.
her work is paying for hers, and so I'm flying out there just to kind of hang out. But from everybody that I've talked to, they're like, there ain't shit to do out there in Indianapolis.
Drink and have fun.
Yeah, basically that's what we're gonna do. So we might hit up Chicago on Sunday. We might drive out there. It's like a 3-hour drive, but you know.
Stranger Things in Indiana.
It's in Indiana.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Isn't Michael Jackson from Indianapolis?
Gary.
or-
Gary, Indiana.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
I hear that place is a shithole.
Yeah, I heard it was too. But yeah, so her and I gonna hit up Chicago. But yeah, so next week I probably won't be on the cast. But I've been kind of doing a little side hustling, trying to make a little extra cash here and there. But
Stepping and shit.
no, not for that. But
Twerking on the streets.
there's a company out there called TaskRabbit, and like basically it's you can hire somebody to come out and do certain tasks for you or something like that. And I actually applied for it, and over the weekend
This sounds suspect as fuck. What you doing for this money?
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
it's doing basic things like either
Like sucking dick.
No, it's that's whole Isker. No. So Tasker is basically it's an app or TaskRabbit's an app where people can hire other people to come out and do things like run errands for them, like go pick up your dry clean or something like that, or like help out around the house, like help with cleaning, or like somebody's moving, like you can hire somebody to help you move. So I've actually done like 8 tasks already, and I'm already up like $250. So one of my things I had to do, I had to like I had to go to like a CVS to pick up prescription drugs for somebody. I helped some guy move from his studio apartment. I did a little bit of plumbing work, like some guy was installing like a faucet inside of his bathroom, which was fucking easy to do. I've helped somebody else move like some dressers from their patio down into like where their garage door is. It's like an older lady, but like so one of my favorite things so far is one of the tasks I had on there was to be a photographer. Somebody paid for me to go to a fancy ass restaurant in the 4-season hotel in East Palo Alto. At a restaurant called Quattro, and I had to take pictures of my food for their food blog, and they paid for my food. My bill was $80 fucking, and they paid for my food. And all I had to do was sit there and take pictures. I didn't even have to use my camera. I had to use they said I was okay for me to use my mobile phone.
Damn.
And I got paid $17 for it.
Plus your meal.
But they paid for my meal, and they had bottomless mimosas that fucking day because it was Sunday and for brunch. So that was pretty fucking dope.
What do they think they are? They Amazon? They think they're Amazon or something?
I don't fucking know, but they fucking pay me. But what's cool is they were like, oh yeah, like they really love my pictures, and they're like, next time we have something in your area, we're gonna definitely hire you again. So
Nice.
that's kind of fucking dope. So it's just extra side money. That's kind of cool, yeah.
Good shit. Kronos, what you got?
What do I got going on? So I got to finish the Infinity Base coming along, but there's might be a hiccup, which we'll talk about after the podcast. It's kind of fucked up. Let's see. I gained a couple pounds, obviously, because I've been injured from doing jiu-jitsu. I've been still doing jiu-jitsu, but
Plus, we ate a lot in San Diego.
yeah, actually, I didn't eat that much.
It felt like we ate a
But
lot.
still, but yeah, I'll a couple pounds, but I'll lose it pretty quick. I'm looking forward to dropping that weight again and getting back to like the low 170s, because yeah, I don't need to be in the 180s. Other than that, not much going on. Take care of the kids and stuff. My oldest daughter, she has her, what do they call it? It's like a exhibit. Because she made some jewelry and some sculptures for the Art Academy University in San Francisco. So I look forward to doing that. That's this weekend. And I got to clean up like yard and stuff. But other than that, nothing.
Well, if you need help, you know, there's this app called TaskRabbit. You can hire me. And
I'm not paying you.
now do it for free.
Really quickly, we didn't talk about. There's a Picard museum that they had at Comic-Con because they also announced. This ties into the death of Jeremy Kemp, which we talked about earlier. The Picard museum had a picture of Picard's family, and he's in it, and he just recently passed. So RIP to him again. But they also showed the Picard trailer, which we didn't talk about. They showed it at Comic-Con, which looked really good.
Half my fucking money.
Yeah, but it's going to be on CBS All Access. You can check it out. I think it's on our page as well, our official page. You can check it out on there. Let's see. The Gilroy Garlic Festival is this weekend. I might try to go on Saturday, but it's going to be real hot there. We'll see who's going to roll with. I got some friends in town from Florida. Going to hang out with them. We're going to try some breakfast place. Hopefully Stacks, if not something else. I already played one portion of the new content from The Division, and they brought content. It's not like it's not like those classified missions where you're one and done. It's like a whole new area with a mission that has multiple submissions, and you gotta do it 3 times. And you can watch me play it through right now on Twitch. You go to twitch.tv/BThenBTI. You can see that. You'll probably see more from Stitch, probably Cronus. I think other than that, that's about it.
Good shit. I'm gonna give.
Watching the boys. Boys drops in 2 days.
Good shit. I'm gonna give a quick shout out. Annie Lee. This was a Oregon State grad student. Hit us up. Went to a San Francisco Comic-Con panel of ours.
Yeah,
a couple years ago.
Damn, I fucked up.
She sent a whole goddamn link to her thesis about anime and diversity in anime, which is fascinating. I'm about halfway through it, but once we get all set up, maybe in the new studio, we need to call her or have her come on. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I fucked up because I think I was the first person to read that email, and I was amazed, blown away, what you were saying. She actually dropped some knowledge. I didn't know that Ichigo Bleach was supposed to be Japanese, because to me, he was redheaded and he didn't look like a Japanese guy.
I assumed he was Japanese. He just dyed his hair.
Oh, no, he didn't dye his hair
natural.
either. It's
It's
natural. His hair is natural.
Kind of
Well,
like Naruto.
Does
Well,
he
yeah,
have,
I know his mom had red hair.
But
Yeah.
just
does he have albinism or something?
albinism.
Yes, where he's an albino. They call it albinism now.
Well,
No, he has red hair.
That wouldn't be red
I
hair.
thought when you said he had blonde hair, red.
That wouldn't
He
be
said
blonde
his
hair
mom.
either.
He said the mom had red.
Oh, Ninja, that would be
Right.
white hair.
Was blonde.
No,
So,
there's a difference between blonde and... Anyway. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm going to read the whole thing eventually. I was amazed that somebody wrote a thesis on a panel that based upon...
We inspired him.
Yeah, she said we inspired her, which is cool.
Yeah, that's
which is
pretty
awesome.
Cool.
Like I said, we want to have her on. So just giving a quick shout out, and we'll revisit it once we finish it up. But it's also awesome to have something where we've done a couple panels now. Someone went back 2 years and then sent us a nice email about that.
The bigger one to have also the Bunny Man on, because he's our resident. He's one of our resident Asians, because we also have Mr. X.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. He's always welcome. And next week we got a whole bunch to fucking cover that we just didn't have fucking time to really get into, like some of this James Bond shit and
Lion King, all that stuff.
Lion King, Area 51, all this stuff. But
Clapton
this
Cheese.
was fucking awesome. I'm glad you guys got a chance to go to San Diego.
Yeah, Stitcher, the last one.
No, he did. He talked
I
about his
did
wife.
first.
No, San Diego.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, sure.
All right, take us on out, old ninja.
So you just listened to the Dankest podcast on the internet. We are Black and Black Times Infinity.
Infinity!
Look at us on the interwebs at BThanBTI. That's BTHANBTI. Check us out on, I guess, Apple Podcast still, unless they take
Yes.
that down. Stitcher, Player FM, Radio Public. Yeah, Radio Public. We're on there. Our new and improved website at binheadproduction.com/BTI. Check out the new stuff.
We have legit news on there, y'all.
Yeah.
Like breaking fucking news for nerd shit.
Plus events if you want to come see us, because we have more events coming pretty soon. Check us out also on Twitch. Like I said, twitch.tv twitch.tv/BTI, and then on Amazon. Amazon, we have an app on there. Go on there, download it, check it out.
Skeet, skeet. Let Will get some pussy.
Damn.
Does he
Feed the
want
beast.
Does he even want the pussy?
That's a
though?
good question.
I don't know. But Disney got them brink trucks. That's all I know.
Leave wild animals alone.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
fuck with buffaloes. They're not for petting.
Oh, shit.
Clap them cheeks.
No, I don't think you want that either. Not alien cheeks.